Yeah, Zeus bringing nothing but heat, thunder in the chest. Waking up daily, putting in the work, no rest. This for the real one, scrolling through the mess. Straight talk, no cap. Let's address. Every morning I wake, phone in my hand, scrolling through the lies, Trump and the Klan. Republicans violent, same script on repeat. I call out the cap, expose it in the street. They yell TDS, but it's them on that coat. Trump devotion syndrome, they deep in the vault. Jan 6, they duck when I press on the facts. Boogaloo, oath keepers, proud boys getting stacks. Slush fund money for the supremacist crew. Obama rent free, he's still living in you. Peddling straight cap, misinformation daily. It's coming back around, watch the downfall, baby. I'm destroying these Trump supporters daily. Zeus dropping thunder, they folding like babies. MAGA's worst nightmare, that's me on the low. God of the sky, sending straight to the smoke. They play me on Fox, MSNBC, CNN. I'm the one waking the world up again. Battle for the soul, this country on the line. Lake of fire waiting, no cap, it's mine. Ice out here wildin', violating rights. Trump dropping bombs on Iran late nights. Stealing that oil from Venezuela, no shame. Putting on the soil, red carpet, what a game. Soldiers on their knees, disgrace on display. Epstein files locked, y'all still look the other way. He said terrific guy. We all heard the quote, Christian nationalists blind. That's the sickest joke. Blowing up schools, innocent girls in the dirt. These clowns bugging, putting evil to work. I'm doing this cause the country needs saving. The people, the world, this ain't just entertaining. Waking up every day feeling the weight, but I carry that thunder, I don't hesitate. They call it hate, I call it real talk. Somebody gotta say it, somebody gotta walk. Through the fire, through the lies, through the smoke, Zeus in the sky. This the path that I chose. I'm destroying these Trump supporters daily. Zeus dropping thunder, they folding like babies. MAGA's worst nightmare, that's me on the low. God of the sky, send it straight to the smoke. They play me on Fox, MSNBC, CNN. I'm the one waking the world up again. Battle for the soul, this country on the line. Lick a fire waiting, no cap, it's mine. Straight to the lake, no cap. Thunder don't miss. MAGA's worst nightmare, remember that. Zeus out.
All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Monday. Today is August 10th. I hope you all had a lovely, wonderful weekend. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's so weird today. Let's go. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm like the Terminator screaming.
I'll be back.
It's deja vu
Let's
when
go.
I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash.
I'm on top of my game, ahead of the class. You can tell that I made it. Look at my grass.
Cars in the garage,
The tank's full of gas.
I play the game so
Good morning,
hard,
ladies
I
and
won't finish
gentlemen.
last. Sitting in my living room screaming how we made it. This is
That was supposed to happen when you're rich and famous. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Monday. I see ya.
I guess we going viral cause my Zodiac.
I got all these numbers on my spreadsheet. All right, let's see.
Benjamin Franklin is my plastic. And if they is my ex,
Good
then they
morning.
left me. They don't get me
New
close,
lineup.
they
Good
gas
morning,
me.
JC.
I say it with my
Uh-oh.
chest cause I mean it.
Here's my favorite
Got a
part.
lot of confidence and I'm
Here it goes. This is my favorite part, ladies and
Call
gentlemen.
me the master with a new whip. I'ma take off
Here it
in a
goes.
spaceship.
I'll tell you what, I haven't gone into Zeus's
That's a lie.
last 4 days. That shit was
Oh,
radical.
please.
It was horrible. I'm like, Zeus has gone way off
Oh.
the rails.
It's like deja vu.
They never have anything nice to say about it.
It's like deja vu.
They call you everything but a child
It's
of
like
God,
deja
don't they?
vu.
I thought so.
It's like deja vu.
All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we are back in the Thunderdome. And I am back, all right, to lead the charge to help save this country of ours from the evil clutches of Donald J. Trump. Good morning, Tara. Yeah, I don't know. It's got a new setup or something, so it's taking a second for me to get adjusted to this new layout in TikTok Studio, but I'll figure it out. Yes, I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. You did something incredible and amazing to take your mind off of all the chaos going on in this country so that you can once again join me in being recommitted to defeating Donald J. Trump and his legion of MAGA demons who are hell-bent, honestly, on trying to destroy not just this country. Honestly, they want to destroy the whole world with nothing but sick and evil, perverse things, all right? And we'll get into that in a short order. But before we get into it, let's go ahead and take care of some very, very important housekeeping items. If this is your first time listening to a broadcast like this, let me go ahead and introduce myself. Where are my manners? I go by the name Zeus, or some like to say the Rizzler, yeah, or some like to even go and say Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H, ladies and gentlemen? Well, it's quite simple. The first H is because I am honest. I am the most honest person on social media. There's nobody more honest than me, seriously. The second H is because guess what? With that comes humility. I am also the most humble person on social media. Listen, if I get it wrong, many of you, you know who I am. You know how I operate. Am I right, Ange? Am I right, Ash? Yeah, I'll be the first to apologize. But here's the thing, especially when it comes to you smooth brains. You know, I ran into a smooth brain over this weekend, and Dame knows who she is. She literally named herself right after the initial smooth brain, and she knows who she is, right? I said, wow. Yeah, just because your feelings get hurt, because I tell you the truth, even the other demon that she came with, what was his name? Nasty Larry Liberty or something? Nasty, nasty Larry Liberty. I like that. Yeah, they said that my rhetoric is inflammatory. No, no, no. Am I right? Am I right, Heaven? Oh, Heaven, you caught it. W's in the chat for Heaven. They say my rhetoric is inflammatory, and I said, now that's wrong. That almost hurt my feelings. It almost made me want to cry. Because I don't want to be on social media making grown men and women cry simply because I'm saying things. But then I thought to myself, I said, these are the same people running around calling the Democrats, Democrats. Don't they call us everything but a child of God? So they want to be able to dish it, but they can't take it. And I said, absolutely not. I refuse to allow myself to believe that the smooth brains out here are the real victims. No, you're not the victims. You're the perpetrators. And I'll always say that. I hate saying it because many of you who've been growing up on TikTok with me, I've always shied away from conversations about racism. You know, I don't believe all white people are bad. Absolutely not. But there's a narrative out there. They say, oh, well, your show, you always say that. I said, I'm saying it to the racist people out there. I got to say it to you because I got to shock you a little bit in order to get you to see that a lot of us in the rest of the world are listening and looking at you going, do you really think we're as gullible as Donald Trump knows you are? Because we're not. All right. So, but if I was wrong about my assessment about you being racist, guess what? That's why I'm Triple H. I'd apologize. But 100% of the time, every racist is MAGA. So I don't need to apologize. And that's a huge W, Zeus. That's a huge W, Zeus. And then we get to the last, and it's the most important H of them all. It is truly because I am and will always remain guaranteed or your money back, the most handsome. Am I right, Kabira? How you doing, sis? And you were in there too, Kabira. By the way, W's in the chat for Kabira because the way she put that demon in it was like I was watching it. It was like a headlock, chokehold, sleeper, submission move. I said, wow, thank you, Kabira, because I can't do it. You know, I still try to respect the fact that, you know, even if you're on the right, you're still a woman, and I got to stay in my lane. And so sometimes you need amazing women like Kabira, Ange, too, especially when men start talking about AB and stuff like that. I say, oh, I got to outsource that. Am I right? Yeah, because we have a zero tolerance when it comes to MAGA. Under no certain circumstances can we negotiate with these terrorists. And I call them that because we all know what they did on January 6th. All right. And so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and get you all ready for what we got to talk about today. So I'm going to do something a little different this morning. Yeah. And Dame, I got to give it to you because sometimes when I go into these red spaces, ideas pop into my head. And I said, I got to do it. I got to do it on today's show. I got to. Especially after over the weekend, Todd Blanche was appointed to be the Attorney General of the United States of America. We are a cursed nation. I said, okay, enough of the games. Enough. Good morning, VIP. I said, enough of the games. I used to do it when it was about January 6th. Remember when when MAGA refused to admit that Donald Trump was responsible for the attack on the Capitol? And so I used to always bring in the timeline of what led up to what Donald Trump did in January 6th. I brought in the Patriot Front. We did the whole mass routine. We talked about the bird's nest on his head and the clown suit he wore and he lied to. And I said, I got to bring that back as it relates to Jeffrey Epstein and the Iran war. So we're going to go I'm going to explain to the smooth brains how Donald Trump, who else? Maybe we'll throw in Todd Blanche. Yeah, I'll throw Todd Blanche in. But we'll do Donald Trump, Epstein, in the Iran war. Because MAGA still can't get it. They don't see it. And if they do see it, they think we aren't smart enough to see that they can see it, but they're still covering for Donald Trump. So we're going to shut that down today, ladies and gentlemen. So let me just go ahead and say this. If you're a Trump supporter and you cannot handle the truth, leave my show right now. All right, because I promise you, I'm going to make you very uncomfortable this morning, guaranteed. All right, but get this, you don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, the doors to the Thunderdome, they've officially closed. And I take absolutely no responsibility for any of you who might end up crying after I deliver all of this content. And I'm not going to be distracted today. So mods, just mute them if they're misbehaving in the comments section, because I really don't want MAGA to push back on any of this stuff that I'm talking about. I just need that brain, whatever is left of it, right? Just put it in park, put it in idle, turn off the headlights because it drains the battery too, turn off the air conditioning, all right? Turn all of that stuff off and just listen, because you've gotten this country into a very disgusting place. So what I want to do is go back to Bill Clinton becoming the first former president in 40 years to testify, all right, in Congress, and then the next day, the United States went to war. And we need to ask ourselves, how did we get here? Because here's the thing, nobody handed this administration this problem. They went and got it. Less than a month into Trump's second term, his attorney general, Pam Bondi, went on Fox News and said that the Epstein client list was where? Where did she say it was sitting, ladies and gentlemen? Does anybody know where Pam Bondi said the Epstein client list was sitting? Does anybody know? No, I'm going to ask this question because MAGA can't think for... Thank you, W's in the chat for Kabir on her desk. Thank you. 6 days later, a row of right-wing influencers walked out of the West Wing holding white binders like they just won something, and the binders were full of stuff you could have already read online. And then it starts going backwards. The list on the desk becomes a 2-page memo saying there's no list. The jailhouse footage comes out labeled full and raw, and it was missing a minute, and it turns out it was cut in Adobe Premiere. And when a reporter asked about the missing minute, Donald Trump himself looked at the reporter and said, "Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?" You all remember this. That's the year. Promises, props, walking back, brushing things off, lawsuits after lawsuits. And then there was this moment where a congresswoman, you remember her, Adelita from Arizona, she won, but they kept her out of her seat longer than anyone in American history. A vote of 427 to 1 that leadership fought 7 weeks to keep off the floor. And a woman from Georgia who was MAGA, as it gets, said that the president got her on the phone and told her his friends would get hurt. Then in February, Hillary on the 26th, Bill on the 27th, war on the 28th. Good morning, Dame. I told them you're the reason I'm telling this story, Dame, because I don't ever want you to run around on TikTok and say you don't see the connection between Jeffrey Epstein and the Iran war. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So with that being said, flight attendants, prepare the cabin.
Good morning, afternoon, or evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard this live episode of The Zeus Show. My name is Amazing, and on behalf of Three Crossing Zeus, also known as Triple H, I would like to thank each of you for tuning in today. Your presence and support make this experience possible, and we are truly grateful for your continued engagement. As we prepare for takeoff, we kindly ask that you please return to your seats, buckle up, and get ready for an engaging journey.
Whoa.
This show occasionally gets off the rails,
It does.
securing your attention ensures you remain safe and fully immersed throughout the broadcast. To maximize your experience, we kindly remind you to tap the screen, like, comment, and share this live stream with your network. Your shares help expand our community and bring more voices into the conversation.
True.
We also encourage you to support the platform by utilizing the available gifts during the broadcast. These contributions directly enhance the production quality and sustainability of the show.
True. Thank
If you require
Amazing.
assistance with gifting features or have any questions,
Do
please
what?
do not hesitate to reach out to one of our moderators who are present and ready to assist you in enjoying the program.
Let's go.
As a reminder, full recordings of this episode will be uploaded to our YouTube channel shortly after the live concludes.
Oh.
For complete information regarding all of my social media handles and platforms,
Where?
please click the link in the bio.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you
Amazing.
once again for choosing to be a part of the kingdom. We are honored that you have allowed Zeus, aka Triple H, to guide you to Olympus. Sit back, stay engaged, and enjoy the flight.
Thank you. Thank you, Amazing. Thank you, Kabira. All right. Now let's get into today's content. All right, and I threw this little. This is going to help MAGA actually connect the dots in ways they didn't think they could connect it. All right, so this is the Epstein timeline, and what I'll try to do is what I did with the January 6th, break it down to the demons so that they can truly understand what happened. So let's go ahead and get this thing started. And I gave you a heads up, but go ahead.
A little bit different. We're stripping away all the rumors, the hearsay, and those wild internet speculations.
That's right.
Instead, we're looking strictly at the public calendar.
Okay.
We are mapping out the exact timeline,
Thank
connecting the explosive release of the Epstein files, the frantic legal battles surrounding them, and, crucially, the sudden outbreak of the war in Iran.
Uh-oh.
Look, this isn't about taking sides.
Uh-oh.
It's about looking at what actually happened, exactly when it happened,
Uh-oh.
and how the entire global news cycle abruptly shifted.
Uh-oh.
Take a second to really digest this quote.
Oh, Dame and a MAGA, listen, I want you to just listen because I made this just for you. You shouldn't have got me started.
I need you to sit with these dates.
Thank you.
Because the chronological sequence of these events does something wild all by itself.
Uh-oh.
When you strip away the partisan noise and just stare at the raw data on the calendar, a remarkably clear picture starts to emerge. We're going to walk through this day by day to see exactly how this incredible pressure cooker built up right before military action took center stage.
Okay.
So, let's start with part one, the prologue. Our timeline kicks off in early 2025. This is months before military action was even a blip on our radar. We're tracking a government that initially promised total transparency, right?
Yep.
But then quickly walked it backward.
What'd they do?
In February 2025, pro-Trump influencers were literally walking out of the West Wing, clutching binders stamped the Epstein files.
Now, many of you remember this moment.
Yeah, I saw your appearance at CPAC with Ben and with Ted Cruz. And one of the things that you alluded to, and this is something Donald Trump has talked about, the DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
So have you seen anything that you said, oh my gosh?
Not yet.
Okay.
So that's Pam Bondi saying the files were sitting on her desk. This is basically a little over a month into Donald Trump's term. This is something he started himself, his administration. And we all remember this.
Coming from Kash Patel saying he's day 5 and we haven't gotten the Epstein files. Well, I'm here outside the West Wing and look at what we got today. The Epstein files, baby. Let's make America safe again. I saw y'all.
These are the influencers bragging about having the Epstein files, right? We all remember how we got here.
Phase one. But here's the catch. Most of those documents were already public, and senior White House staff reportedly had no idea this photo op was even happening. Fast forward to July, and the DOJ and FBI drop a brief 2-page memo stating flat out that there was no incriminating client list, no evidence to investigate uncharged third parties, and that absolutely no further disclosure was warranted.
Oh.
And that brings us to this brilliant illustration of our starting point. Back on February 21st, newly appointed Attorney General Pam Bondi went on Fox News and publicly confirmed the Epstein client list was, quote, sitting on my desk right now. She didn't say they were looking for it. She said it was physically on her desk. Yet 5 months later in that July memo, the DOJ essentially slammed the door shut, declaring no such list existed for prosecution. Right around this exact same time, the Justice Department released about 11 hours of surveillance footage from the common area outside Epstein's cell.
How many of you all remember this?
Now, just to be perfectly clear, this was hallway footage, not footage of a death inside the cell. But people quickly noticed a missing minute in the raw file. When a reporter asked the president about this gap during a July 8th cabinet meeting, he completely brushed it off. He asked why people were still talking about this creep, literally called the question a desecration, and pointed to flooding in Texas as the real issue we should be talking about.
Let's see if we got that. Let's see if we got that for these smooth brains.
Epstein? This guy's been talked about for... Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking... We have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time, and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this, where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration. Are you still?
It just seems like a desecration, according to Donald Trump, right? I mean, you can't make this up.
Moving into part 2, lawsuits and leverage.
What's really fascinating here is the massive contrast between those public dismissals and the furious legal maneuvers happening behind closed doors. Just days after calling the Epstein topic a desecration, the president was calling Rupert Murdoch directly from Air Force One. Why? He was actively trying to kill a pending Wall Street Journal story about a 2003 birthday letter sent to Epstein that had Trump's name on it. But despite that phone call, the Journal went ahead and published the story on July 17th.
Dame, do you remember this? Do you remember this? Do you remember this? Why would you sue, if you're innocent, why would you sue for $10 billion over something that has nothing to do with you it doesn't make any sense, right? See, we gotta walk through this with you Trump supporters, because you still can't see what we see. Right now, you don't see Iran in the picture right now. You don't see Iran in the picture right now, but Donald Trump does, because he's definitely getting cooked right now. Yeah. So let's go back to this, MAGA. You don't want to hear it.
Literally 24 hours after that story dropped, the president hit the paper and its reporters with a staggering $10 billion lawsuit.
Sure did.
$10 billion. The suit claimed the letter they reported on was quote-unquote non-existent. Now, you don't file a $10 billion lawsuit overnight for something you don't care about, right?
Facts.
The sheer speed and scale of this reaction is a massive data point in our timeline. Then, what happens the very next week is absolutely crucial.
We remember this. Guess who, ladies and gentlemen? Todd Blanche. Wow. Where have I heard this name from? Todd Blanche. Huh. That's strange.
The president's former personal defense lawyer, Todd Blanche, who was now serving as the Deputy Attorney General, conducted this incredibly unusual 2-day in-person interview with Ghislaine Maxwell at a federal prison in Tallahassee.
Wow.
Guys, it is extraordinarily rare for the country's #2 law enforcement official to personally conduct a quiet, off-camera interview like this.
Yeah.
And get this, just 1 week later, Maxwell was transferred to a minimum security prison camp in Texas.
Wow.
The DOJ firmly denied any special treatment, but the timing is undeniable.
Undeniable. Why would somebody who's completely innocent put their entire presidency at risk? Why?
By September, the actual birthday letter surfaced.
Uh-oh.
It was subpoenaed by the House Oversight Committee from the Epstein estate, so it definitely existed.
So the birthday letter, remember that? Remember this? Huh. Remember this? I can't read it, but I'll read it. There must be more to life than having everything. Yes, there is, but I won't tell you what it is. Jeffrey, nor will I, since I also know what it is. Donald, we have certain things in common. That part always gets to me. When he says, we have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Yes, we do, come to think of it. Enigmas never age. You ever notice that? As a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you. A pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret. How can MAGA continue to act like this didn't happen? Huh.
After that, the White House threatened to sue the New York Times, specifically targeting their Epstein coverage.
Yeah, they did.
But when they actually dropped a massive $15 billion lawsuit against the Times a week later, the 85-page complaint didn't mention Epstein at all.
Think about
it
that.
focused entirely on 2024 reporting about taxes, The Apprentice, and a book called Lucky Loser.
Wow.
The public threat and the actual legal claim totally did not match up.
So he sues the New York Times, but not for what they said to him not for what they said about Epstein. He brings up something completely irrelevant. MAGA, are you connecting the dots yet, MAGA?
Which brings us to part 3, the breaking point. We are now moving into late 2025, and the timeline really starts to accelerate. The pressure in Washington reaches an absolute boiling point over in the House of Representatives. A discharge petition to force the release of the Epstein files was sitting at 217 signatures. They needed 218 to force a vote. Adelita Gerjalva wins a special election in Arizona and publicly promises to be that final signature.
Yeah.
But then the Speaker of the House delays swearing her in for 7 long weeks, citing a government shutdown. When she is finally sworn in on November 12th, on her literal first day, she supplies the signature needed to force a vote on those files.
Facts.
This forced vote, the Epstein Files Transparency Act, passed overwhelmingly. The margin was 427 to 1. It absolutely shattered that 7-week blockade by leadership, proving the unstoppable momentum behind getting this information out. The dam had officially broken, and millions of pages of documents started being dumped by the DOJ over the next few months.
Facts.
By February 2026, the fallout is hitting the highest echelons of power. On February 26th, Hillary Clinton sits for a closed-door deposition under the threat of contempt.
You know what happened in February? Many of you remember this.
You sit here and you attack the president, and I am not going to have it. I'm not going to put up with it. You know, all they want to do, the American people need to know this. They are talking about Epstein today. This has been around since the Obama administration.
Remember this?
This administration released over 3 million pages of documents, over 3 million, and Donald Trump signed that law to release all of those documents.
Who?
He is the most transparent president in the nation's history. And none of them ask Merrick Garland over the last 4 years one word about Jeffrey Epstein. How ironic is that? You know why?
Why?
Because Donald Trump, the Dow right now is over. The Dow is over $50,000. I don't know why you're laughing. You're a great stock trader, as I hear, Raskin. The Dow is over 50,000 right now. The S&P at almost 7,000. And the NASDAQ smashing records. Americans' 401ks and retirement savings are booming. That's what we should be talking about.
We shouldn't be talking about Epstein and his co-conspirators.
We should be talking about making Americans safe. We should be talking about, what does a Dow have to do with anything? That's what they just asked. Are you kidding?
Mr. Jordan, Mr. Jordan.
Committee will be in order.
Yeah. Remember this? And
The very next day.
So that was in February. Didn't we also remember this? Because in February, they also said it. Hillary Clinton testify.
In an opening statement shared before her testimony began, Clinton criticized the committee's investigation for refusing to interview President Donald Trump.
Now, MAGA, this is where you got to start thinking, why hasn't Donald Trump sat down and talked and testified? Why hasn't him and Melania?
And quote, if this committee is serious about learning the truth about Epstein's trafficking crimes, it would not rely on press gaggles to get answers from our current president on his involvement. It would ask him directly under oath about the tens of thousands of times he shows up in the Epstein files, end quote.
What we're seeing, I think it's fair to say, is a continuing cover-up by the Trump administration. They are redacting the names of men who are in it. They are stonewalling legitimate requests from members of Congress. That has nothing to do with us. Something is going on. They know it. I know it. Why do they want to pull us into this? To divert attention from President Trump. This is not complicated. This is so obvious.
What have you been hearing from your sources?
It's so obvious, MAGA. Do you see how you ended up in this situation now at the hands of your dear leader? So that was on the 26th. That was on the 26th.
February 27th, Bill Clinton sits down under oath for a deposition about Epstein.
Bill Clinton, huh?
Former President Bill Clinton under oath.
And I need you all to remember what was happening in the news cycle, because this Epstein thing was really percolating to the top of the news cycle, and it was unavoidable what Donald Trump and Melania would have eventually had to have done. If Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton had to sit down, they knew they were up next.
Taking direct questions about his relationship to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Clinton opened the hearing by making it clear he was not aware of any of the late financier's criminal activity. I know what I did, and more importantly, what I didn't do, Clinton said. I saw nothing, and I did nothing wrong. Clinton was pressed by both Republicans and Democrats about the many times he appears in the Epstein files, including this photo taken of the former president in a hot tub. Clinton telling the committee he did not know the woman he was pictured with, and he did not have sex with her. That according to a person inside the room for the deposition, who also said Clinton insisted repeatedly that he did not visit Epstein's island.
You had some very direct and pointed questions for the president.
Yeah, we weren't letting him off the hook in any way. We were asking him very specific questions, very hard questions. And to his credit, he's been answering every single one of them.
Every single question.
Clinton has denied any wrongdoing and has never been accused of any crimes related to Epstein.
Let's go ahead and listen to what else Clinton had to say.
Testifying in front of the House Oversight Committee. I did it for two reasons. First, I love my country, including our Constitution. And America was built on the idea that no person is above the law, even presidents, especially presidents, and that we should all live under the same set of rules. This kind of democracy requires every person to play their part. And I hope that by being there today, we can bring ourselves just a little further away from the brink and back to being a country where we can disagree civilly and we can search for truth and justice, and that it outweighs the partisan urge to score points and create spectacle. The second reason I was there is that the girls and women whose lives Jeffrey Epstein destroyed deserve not just justice, but healing. They've been waiting too long for both. Though my brief acquaintance with Epstein ended years before his crimes came to light, and though I never witnessed during our limited interactions any indication with what was truly going on, I offered the little I do know in the hopes that it would help prevent anything like this from ever happening again. I also have to say something personal. Republicans made Hillary testify yesterday, and she had nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein, nothing. She has no memory of ever even meeting him. She neither traveled with him nor visited any of his properties. So whether 10 people or 10,000 people were subpoenaed, including her, was simply not right. So here's what I told the committee. First, I had no idea of the crimes Epstein was committing. No matter how many photos they show of me, I have two things that at the end of the day matter far more than any interpretation of 20-year-old photos. I know what I saw, and more importantly, what I didn't see. And I know what I did, and more importantly, what I didn't do. I saw nothing and I did nothing wrong. As someone who grew up in a home with domestic violence, not only would I not have flown on his plane if I had any inkling of what he was doing.
Has Donald Trump ever said anything like this? Seriously, has he ever sat down and spoke to the American people like Bill Clinton has? Whether you like Bill Clinton or not, you can actually see he at least is showing up in the moment.
I would have turned him in myself and led the call for justice for his crimes, not the sweetheart deal that he got. But even with 2020 hindsight, I saw nothing that ever gave me real pause. We're only here today because Epstein hid it from everyone so well for so long. And by the time it came to light with his 2008 guilty plea, I had long stopped associating with it. When the video of my testimony today is released, I hope it will motivate everyone to go in front of Congress to say what they know. I hope it will motivate the Justice Department to finally release all the files.
Yep.
And to ensure that this never happens again. The survivors deserve that.
Now, that's Bill Clinton. But you got to look at this from Donald Trump's perspective. Donald Trump is listening intently to what Bill Clinton said because he knows what he and Jeffrey Epstein did. And I believe this is one of the reasons that Donald Trump got a little spooked.
President Bill Clinton has told House lawmakers that Trump once said he and Epstein had some great times together before falling out over a real estate dispute.
I do.
The comments came in a video released Monday.
Donald Trump would come out and play a few holes with us. And he somehow knew I had flown in Jeffrey Epstein's aircraft, and he said, you know, we had some great times together over the years, but we fell out, all because of a real estate deal. And he said, I'm sorry it happened. That's all.
Do you recall whether President Trump elaborated at all on the great times that he had with Jeffrey Epstein?
No, and at the time, I didn't put any, sexual spin on it.
Clinton's comments came in a deposition Friday to the House Oversight Committee. Both him and Trump associated with Epstein before the financier's 2008 conviction, and both insist they never saw signs of sex trafficking. Neither has been accused by authorities of criminal activity tied to Epstein. But Clinton's appearance is historic, marking the first time a current or former U.S. president has been compelled to testify before Congress.
From my brief acquaintance with Jeffrey Epstein, though it ended years before his crimes came to light, and though I never witnessed during our limited interactions any indication of what was going on, I'm here to offer what little I know so I can do my part to prevent something like this from happening again.
So this is where we are in the timeline. Bill Clinton sitting down testifying.
He became the very first former president in over 40 years to testify before Congress. The political stakes and the absolute media frenzy were at a historic, unprecedented high. And then, the very next morning, less than 24 hours after a former president testified under oath about Jeffrey Epstein, the entire global news cycle violently shattered. On the morning of February 28th, the United States launched Operation Epic Fury against Iran, a massive, sudden military action that tragically resulted in approximately 170 casualties near a girls' school in Minab.
And we all remember it.
The United States military began major combat operations in Iran. Our objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime, a vicious group of very hard, terrible people. Its menacing activities directly endanger the United States, our troops, our bases overseas, and our allies throughout the world. For 47 years, the Iranian regime has chanted death to America and waged an unending campaign of bloodshed and mass murder, targeting the United States, our troops, and the innocent people in many, many countries. Among the regime's very first acts was to back a violent takeover of the U.S. Embassy in Tehran, holding dozens of American hostages for 444 days. In 1983, Iran's proxies carried out the Marine barracks bombing in Beirut that killed 241 American military personnel.
You see this? So all of a sudden, the United States has to go to war with Iran. Huh. He won't sit down and testify in front of Congress, him and Melania, but they had no problem sacrificing our men and women in uniform to cover up his ties to Jeffrey Epstein. And MAGA, you still struggle. You're still struggling, right? Huh.
The media pivot was instantaneous. Look, the sheer proximity of these dates, from unprecedented, explosive congressional testimony on Friday to a major war breaking out on Saturday morning, this is the pivotal anchor of our entire timeline. Everything changed in an instant.
And that leads into part 4. The pattern continues.
Uh-oh.
Unsurprisingly, the war completely consumed the headlines. But the maneuvers surrounding the Epstein files, they didn't stop. While the entire country was intensely focused on the Middle East, back home, on April 2nd, Attorney General Pam Bondi was suddenly fired, with reporting citing her handling of the Epstein files as a key factor.
Wow.
And guess who replaced her? Todd Blanche.
Wow. Think about that, MAGA. Huh. Todd Blanche, once again, shows up in the middle of all this chaos. Huh. and we got this little treat.
The lies linking me with the disgraceful Jeffrey Epstein need to end today. The individuals lying about me are devoid of ethical standards, humility, and respect. I do not object to their ignorance, but rather I reject their mean-spirited attempts to defame my reputation. I never been friends with Epstein. Donald and I were invited to the same parties as Epstein from time to time, since overlapping in social circles is common in New York City and Palm Beach. To be clear, I never had a relationship with Epstein or his accomplice, Maxwell. My email reply to Maxwell cannot be categorized as anything more than casual correspondence. My polite reply to her email doesn't amount to anything more than a trivial note. I am not Epstein's victim. Epstein did not introduce me to Donald Trump. I met my husband by chance.
How many of y'all believe this? No, seriously. How many of you believe what Melania is saying? Because this is one heck of a way to testify in front of Congress without testifying in front of Congress. You know what I'm saying? I see why she did it. She wanted to make it seem like there's ever anything that happens, I did do what I needed to do within my capacity as the first lady, right? But how many people believe what she's saying is true? It's not under oath.
At the New York City party in 1998. This initial encounter with my husband is documented in detail in my book, Melania. The first time I crossed paths with Epstein was in the year 2000 at an event Donald and I attended together. At the time, I had never met Epstein and had no knowledge of his criminal undertakings. Numerous fake images and statements about Epstein and me have been calculating on social media.
What does that mean? No, seriously. I've never heard anyone say anything like that. Like, they've been calculating on social media?
For years now. Be cautious about what you believe. These images and stories are completely false.
Really?
I'm not a witness or a name witness.
I'm not a weakness. I don't get it. What is that? You're not a weakness? Huh.
In connection with any of Epstein's crimes. My name has never appeared in court documents, depositions, victim statements, or FBI interviews surrounding the Epstein matter. I have never had any knowledge of Epstein abuse of his victims.
Get out of
I
here.
was never involved in any capacity. I was not.
Now keep in mind, no one asked Melania to do this. According to what we know, she did this. Trump didn't even know she was going to do it. And you're sitting here saying, does an innocent person just randomly hold a press conference and start saying, I had no connection to Jeffrey Epstein?
Participant was never on Epstein's plane.
Oh, please.
And never visited his private island. I have never been legally accused or convinced of a crime in connection with Epstein's sex trafficking, abuse of minors, and other repulsive behavior. The false smears about me from mean-spirited and politically motivated individuals and entities looking to cause damage to my good name, to gain financially and climb politically, must stop. My attorneys and I have fought these unfounded and baseless lies with success and will continue to maintain my sound reputation without hesitation.
How many of you believe she has a sound reputation? Seriously, I mean, Melania, it's really crazy that we have to literally go back through this timeline together and show you Trump supporters how we got into this situation with Iran.
The president's former defense attorney and the exact same man who had quietly sat down for that unusual 2-day prison interview with Ghislaine Maxwell. In the shadows of the war, the legal apparatus was quietly churning. That $10 billion Wall Street Journal lawsuit was dismissed by a judge in April and then immediately refiled in May.
Wow.
In June, Democrats flagged new Bureau of Prisons policies that expanded the Attorney General's authority over prisoner transfers.
Oh.
And to cap it all off, Todd Blanche was confirmed as the permanent AG by a razor-thin 50-49 vote.
Now Todd Blanche, ladies and gentlemen, can you believe it? Todd Blanche is now the Attorney General. Think about that. So you can't dismiss any of the stuff that happened, MAGA, because look at it. From moving Ghislaine Maxwell to a minimum security prison to becoming the Attorney General, while all of these things happen. You can sit here and try to say it's a hoax, it's the Democrats, but you can't deny Todd Blanche is the Attorney General. The same man that was Donald Trump's personal criminal defense lawyer, he is now the Attorney General. After all this stuff we just went through together, he's been the one behind the scenes doing all this stuff. Now he's the Attorney General. You can't make this stuff up.
Passing in the dead of night at 4 a.m., right before a recess.
Finally, Part 5, The Honest Frame.
I want to be super clear here. I am not asserting a motive.
Here it goes.
But we have to look at who else saw how foreign conflict could be used as a domestic shield.
And again, this is so perfect because Trump always is his worst enemy. He's the one who tells on himself all the time.
Years earlier, between 2011 and 2013, the president himself repeatedly and publicly predicted that military action against Iran could be used as a political diversion by a sitting president.
You see what he wrote? In order to get elected, Obama will start a war with Iran. Think about this, MAGA. These can't be coincidences. It's literally slapping you all in your face right now what's really happening. And you're willing to subject the entire country to all this hell and chaos to defend Donald Trump, who you know, just like we know, is all over them files.
He posted exactly this, warning that a commander-in-chief might play the Iran card to change the narrative. He literally laid out the exact tactical logic of using this specific foreign conflict to distract the public.
True.
And it's not just historical posts. There are voices from inside the tent. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, historically one of the president's fiercest, most loyal allies, actually broke ranks and resigned, specifically over how these files were being handled. According to a New York Times Magazine profile, she claimed the president privately told her on the phone that releasing the files would hurt his friends.
Y'all remember this?
President Trump will just roll them out on a big cart. Talking about releasing the Epstein files, I'm like, this is a no-brainer. President Trump will just roll them out on a big cart himself. Stacks and stacks and stacks of the Epstein files, because obviously Bill Clinton is all in there.
Yeah.
And Hillary Clinton. That's what I had been told all along, right?
Yeah.
Well, it was the most shocking thing when I sat in a conference meeting and I learned that the president didn't want to release the Epstein files. He told everybody, don't release the Epstein files. And I got a phone call from the president. And he was at the White House and he wanted to talk to me about the discharge petition that I'd signed my name on. And he said, Marjorie, you're going to have to take your name off that discharge petition. We can't let, this is a hoax. We can't carry this. This is a hoax. It's a Democrat hoax. And we've got to just put this away and stop doing this. And he said, my friends are going to get hurt. He said, Marjorie, these are good people. These are people you know at Mar-a-Lago. People in Palm Beach. They're going to get hurt by this. And I said, Mr. President, people have been hurt. These women have been hurt. I said, have you talked to them? I said, you should talk to them. Sure.
Hey, Dame, do you hear this? Gregory, do you hear this? And the reason I'm using Marjorie is because she's MAGA. She's one of their own. These are her words. She can speak for herself very well, even if I disagree with her. But these are her words. And you know what's interesting, and I just thought about it. Wasn't Charlie Kirk against the Iran war? Wasn't he also in favor of releasing the Epstein files? I just realized it really isn't a political thing when you think about it along those lines.
Raped as hurt. These women have been hurt. I said, have you talked to them? I said, you should talk to them. Surely you can have these women who were raped as teenagers. Talk to them. I talk to them all the time. As a matter of fact, many of them voted for you. That's what I told them. They voted for you. Epstein victims voted for Donald Trump.
Wow.
And he wouldn't have anything to do with them. And he told me his friends would get hurt. I got a Truth Social dropped on my head like a nuclear bomb.
Wow.
Where the president called me a traitor. I started getting death threats. And it was about me being called a traitor. It was, you're a traitor. You deserve to die. You're a traitor. We're going to kill you. You're a traitor. But it was the one that came in and they kept coming on my son, my youngest, my baby boy. We're going to snuff out his life. We're going to put a bullet in his head. Marjorie Taylor Greene. So I sent those to the president. And then I heard back from Donald Trump. And I've saved these text messages. I'd probably get put in jail if I released them publicly, but I saved them. Where Donald Trump proceeded to tell me that it was my fault and that I deserve it. If my son gets killed, I deserve it.
Wow.
Because I was a traitor to him. That is our president of the United States.
Mar-a-Lago. Now, we absolutely must note that the White House firmly denies this conversation happened this way, but this is her on-the-record account of why she walked away from her seat. And this observation definitely wasn't isolated to just one side of the aisle. Voices from across the entire political spectrum have publicly flagged the jarring proximity of these events. Joe Rogan pointed to historical diversion tactics on his show. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez publicly highlighted the repeated coincidence of foreign military action spiking whenever the Epstein files made news. Before his passing, conservative commentator Charlie Kirk clashed with the White House, demanding the files to be released and pushing back hard against the war. Heavyweights like Tucker Carlson and Megyn Kelly aggressively pushed back on the military strikes too. The pattern caught everybody's attention.
Again, let me be perfectly clear.
Yeah.
There is no leaked document, there's no whistleblower, and there is absolutely no hard, definitive proof that the war with Iran was started specifically to bury these files in the news cycle. We are exclusively looking at the factual reality of the calendar. The timeline is an undeniable fact.
Bingo.
But the motive, that remains entirely unestablished.
Thank you.
We have the dates.
W,
we have the
Zeus. All right. There you go. Now, I don't want to have to do that again. I really don't want to have to walk MAGA through memory lane, honestly, to explain why we all W's in the chat for Kabira, right? I mean, and I might, make some modifications here and there as I gather more dates and critical moments. But I think it's pretty obvious that there was two movies at play at the same time, right? You had the Iran situation, which Trump obviously knew about all the way back when Obama was in office. And then you had this Epstein situation. And it's just incredible that MAGA cannot see that the day after Bill Clinton, first it was Hillary, right? Then it was Bill. The next day we're in war. And what do we get as the American people? What have we gotten as a result of this war? Dame won't say it. MAGA won't say it. But haven't we gotten higher gas prices? Have we got higher gas prices? We've got more bankruptcies, more vehicles being repossessed, your savings accounts depleted. Yeah, dipping into your 401ks early. All those things that show the economy isn't doing so well. They've gone up, they say it's stagflation now. Yeah, the GDP not looking so hot. Yeah. And so, what are we getting is the question, MAGA. And why are you still so hell-bent on defending Donald J. Trump when you know exactly what we know? He is all over those files. All right, so that's a huge W, Zeus. We got a wrecked economy. Oh, yes. Okay, let's go ahead and bring up the first panelist, ladies and gentlemen. We made it through. Yeah, I told you I was going to do something a little different today. I said, I don't want to debate it anymore with MAGA as it relates to why we are at war right now. I think it needs to be a conversation about why are you so hell-bent on defending Donald Trump? And he's all over those files. Yeah, is it going to get worse? You never know. You never know. Good morning, Q Dog. Welcome to the show.
What's going on, Zeus?
Not much.
Man, I tell you, it is ridiculous how these folks just try to cover up everything this administration, Donald Trump, and all these MAGAs do.
Yeah.
And it's I got a serious question for MAGA, and I'm gonna switch the gears a little bit here. I'm quite sure everybody heard about the young lady in
Mississippi
that was strange fruit from a tree high up. When do we ever see white tea folks swinging from a tree? Have we ever had a news report or anything about this? See, y'all try to say that the Democrats and the people that are for the right create so much evil and hatred or whatnot. But it's amazing that every time something populates, when we're talking about whether it was the numbnut that let off rounds in the In-N-Out burger line,
Trump supporter,
another fool running through neighborhoods, pew-pewing at houses, another one pew-pewing at cars.
Yeah.
Just random. And then all of a sudden, it's just back to back to back. Now one thing we have not heard too much of, but it's still happening, that the police are doing it. Now they're allowing these citizens that are non-police, non-authoritative people to do it.
Really? They're saying the police might be involved in some of this stuff?
No, I'm saying, we hear about it
Oh.
before. We heard about police brutality over and over and over again, back to back to back. Now that's kind of died down. Now they're allowing these random individuals and arresting them and taking them to Burger King
Wow.
to be alive but unalive other folks.
Wow.
And then when you have situations like this young lady in Mississippi, oh, we don't know anything about any foul play. I keep telling y'all, the Triple K, they not in them white sheets no more. They stopped that a long time ago. They pop out every now and then, but they putting on suits and ties and judge uniforms, covering up undescribed drownings and so forth.
Yeah.
Protecting their kids from being put in incarceration because they know what's going to happen to them when they get behind them bars.
Tell them, Q Dog. Yeah.
See,
it's really unfortunate, right? I don't know about you, but I've been seeing a lot more black, violence against black people, especially coming from the southern states, so to speak. Maybe it's just the way the news cycle is for me. But I believe when I see stories like this, the first thing that comes to my mind is, this is what happens when, the black and brown folks in these states surrendered what we had, as far as I was concerned, with Biden and Harris, some sort of defense that put these kind of people in check, DEI. They voted just, and they say, well, and you've probably heard this, Q Dog, I don't know, but do you sometimes hear brothers and sisters that are black say stuff like, we need to just stop making everything about racism, you know what I'm saying? And, you can just basically work your way out of any particular situation. And if something racist comes up, you know what? Just push through it and still stick to doing what you do, because don't let it affect you. You hear them say stuff like this?
I'm glad you brought that up. Blagger. Officer Tatum. Yeah, I'm going to call you out, Officer Tatum. I hope you listen to any of these lives. Because you the number one COON out there.
Wow.
And you have folks like Dame.
Oh.
And other what's the other one that really don't, he come up here with nonsense.
Oh, I don't even know.
See, that's how irrelevant you are.
It's too many of them.
That's how irrelevant they are.
Is it macaroni? Yeah,
macaroni Tony. It's another one I can't think of, but he come up
sir,
all the time.
slow sir.
Slow sir. See, that's how irrelevant you are.
Oh my God,
you blagger are, because we can't even remember your names.
Wow, think about it.
But we remember the ignorance that you do.
Yep.
That's very, very true. See, you come up on Zeus's live, you come up on Angie's live, you come up on Nutty's live.
Oh.
You hear me talking, and you try to get your name out there in a popularity vote.
Oh.
We remember the stuff that you do, but we don't remember your name. That's how irrelevant and a non-factor you are. But you want to talk about different things, like Tatum wants to talk about how what's her name? Sandra
Bland.
Sandra Bland, and how the water situation. Oh, she threw hot water on him. Where's the third degree burns?
Well,
where are the injuries from that?
When I've seen those clips, and I said, not all money is good money. And let that be a lesson, right? Because there's somebody we all remember that used to kind of do this stuff. Who said OJ? Remember this? I'm not black, I'm OJ. Remember this?
Right. Exactly.
And I'm sitting here watching this, and it's like the same scary movie every single time when I see these.
Sonya Massey, that's it. All right.
Yeah, it's like the same thing. Yeah, Sandra Massey. Yeah, it's like the same demons every single time when you see these black people supporting Donald Trump, supporting the Triple K. You go, what on earth are you getting out of this entire operation?
But they don't call
did
out.
that?
They don't call. They see exactly what we seeing with these unhinged lunatics out in the world. They coming up with the music.
That's alter ego. Alter ego.
Yeah. He's a lame.
How do I turn that off?
Yeah, he's a lame. Yeah, I would block him. He can't get past 55 followers, but he want to keep putting that up there. That's okay. Alter ego. That's how slow he is. Keep gifting Zeus. Keep throwing your money to Zeus.
Rick,
you don't want to listen, but see, that's how slow these folks are. Oh, I don't want to listen to him, but I'm gonna give him all my money. Matter of fact, give me some coins. Go ahead, alter ego. Since you got a lot to say about me all the time.
Oh,
go ahead,
my
throw
God.
them coins at me.
Hey, I unblocked him, Rick, but keep doing that if he does it again. This is crazy.
Yeah, keep unblocking.
Alter
keep
ego,
throwing coins. See, you just making him
how did I get
so much better.
How many of these did he send?
I don't know. Let's burn out his pocket, Zeus.
Hold on.
See how much money he actually had. Matter of fact, I got a suggestion. Throw a lion. Since you so big on throwing gifts, alter ego, throw a lion.
Wow.
Yeah, you ain't gonna do that.
Wow.
He's like a toddler in a classroom with in the corner. Just needs some attention. So, as I was saying before we were rudely interrupted by the toddler.
Yeah.
They don't never call out any of the situations that's happened when white folks out there committing mass unalivings, school pew-pewings, going through lunch lines. Like you can't even go get a burger without somebody just getting out their car, just letting off on you. People that had nothing to do with your agenda or your situation. But where is the hypocrisy? Where is the outrage when they do this? Where is it?
Lord have mercy. I got to figure out how to turn that off.
You know what, Zeus? This is the problem that we're talking about. See, when we're talking about real life situations where people are having their lives taken away from them, especially of color, they want to interrupt the conversation. They don't want to hear it. But y'all been doing that for centuries. That's the reason why you don't put it out to the forefront and talk about it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it if it was a black person doing it.
Yeah.
You was all over social media when the situation took place with that white boy at that school that decided to jump. We're not even going to mention his name because he's going to be out soon.
Yeah.
We're not even going to entertain that. They've entertained it enough in a negative fashion. We waiting on you to put your foot to the fire and hold these white folks accountable that are unaliving people. Get on social media and talk about that.
WQ, dog. Yeah.
Until you do, we're going to keep our foots on your necks.
Tell him.
And that goes for Blagger, too.
Amen. All right, bro. Well, we're going to move it on.
No doubt, bro.
W's in the chat for Q, dog.
Salute to you.
Salute to you. Yeah. We do have to always remind certain types of individuals on this app. Yeah. We do have to always remind certain types of individuals who like to be a woman in this country, a black or brown person in this country, who has to live through this reality every single day. You're just getting a very tiny experience by us talking about it. You're literally getting a pin drop size, and it's enough to make you feel, oh, I'm being overwhelmed. W's in the chat for Rick. It's like, so you don't want to hear what's really going on, but then at the end of the day, you're the first one to raise your hand and try to offer us a solution about how we should deal with the problem. Well, you can't help us if you don't understand the problem, and that's the real issue in this country. The same folks, and you know what they say? Well, it happened years ago. Okay. So I say this, but so racism, it's a system, and maybe you didn't build the system. I give you that. You didn't build it, but you sure are doing a heck of a job maintaining it. W Zeus. W Zeus. A lot of you, I'll say this, you didn't build the system, but you sure do show up to work every day doing some maintenance work, making sure it's still working for you. You know what I'm saying? And again, I see you doing that and I go, do you understand that eventually you're going to make yourself it's going to backfire on you in one way or another, even if you don't believe it is, right? Even if you're a person that's white, they say it, racism is expensive. You're going to get harmed by it at the end of the day. Either way, either directly or indirectly. And you can look at the way the economy is working right now. You know, Donald Trump promised to secure the border and get rid of over 20 million people he said was in the country illegally. And when I heard Blaga talk about this, they said, well, they were locking us out of the jobs, right? You know, we don't want them in here because they're taking the jobs from us. We want those jobs, you know, that pay pennies on the dollar. And so then I look at the economy right now and I'm going, Blaga. Okay, so according to him, he's doing a victory lap on securing the border. Why are you not working those jobs? Why are you not getting those jobs, Blaga? Why is the unemployment rate high? Huh? Why is inflation high? You know, inflation is outpacing wages. It's not working because guess what? Racism is expensive. W Zeus. And I hate to do this to you. Let me bring up my good morning, G man.
Good morning. Good morning, Zeus. A marvelous Monday and everybody small screen. Q Dog, it's good to hear your voice again.
Yeah.
Wow, how can I start? I've been listening to you, other lies. You know, you go into the lion's den. I see how frustrating sometimes they could get to you. But I'm going to say this as a veteran. And people has critical thinking. Use critical. If you don't use it for once, and I'm not a leftist. I'm not a Democrat. But I got
Are you sure, G man? Are you sure, G man? You seem a little progressive when you take your shirt off and get up here, and you know it's your birthday and stuff like that. That's some leftist stuff. You know that.
Cause you know your H stands for humble. Everybody under the G always humble under my competition. But anyway, on a serious note, this conflict that we have, beginning ever since day one, it's the deflection because he don't want to hear. He promised about the e-file coming out. Everything came close to e-file, he do something to deflect it. And the media is too stupid to fall for it.
Thank you.
Too stupid to fall for it.
Tell him, G man.
And when I worse, they want the more focus with the boom boom against Iran than what's going on behind the scenes with e-file. And not too long ago, they want to bring it back up there. And what he did, boom boom Iran.
Yeah.
And he knows Iran's got to retaliate. And I'm gonna let you know this, people. Are you MAGA? Do you believe what this administration has told you? What the casualties?
Nope.
And fatalities on it?
No.
They tell the truth, or you believe the family members has affected them because they try to tell the people higher up in the Navy, probably other branches just as well besides the Navy, was concerning with the loved ones.
Yeah, you heard about
the morale is low and all that.
The morale is low. They're not feeding them even like real food. It looks like, right? They're being deployed longer than they should be, which is causing them, you know, to possibly even make bad decisions in combat, right? So it's basically endangering the men and women in uniform. Their families are complaining about it. I'm listening to these kind of stories, and I'm sitting here saying to myself, why?
I don't want to hear. I'm going to make a long story short. I wish U.S. Army Lord to hear somebody, veterans, can't stand with a situation where they're like myself. I would he got more detailed than I do. But I don't want to. What I'm going to clear to y'all: don't ever say to my face in person here, "Thank you for your service," ever, because you don't want to give a damn.
Yeah.
Whatsoever. Now, another topic about that Billy Bob was at CBS News. Whining and crying because his sunshine's been taken away. You know, his Sunshine, it's a Latino version of Sunshine. If you don't remember Harlem Nights.
Hey, is that video? Who sent me that video? That Latino that was
yours
crying?
true.
Oh,
yours truly.
Okay, W's in the G, man. I need to play that video.
It's part two, especially the part two. I put a part two. I'm going to let you know, people did not know the Sunshine. It's not because this woman, number one, they both grown. You know, she prefers somebody to be her sugar daddy. You know, 30 years of her her senior. That's a whole thing. But still, if people know the movie Harlem Nights about the character of the Sunshine, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And he picks the name, but I'm gonna let you know this: he's still gonna vote somebody just like him. He just mad because it's affected him, but he don't give a f about what happened before that that's affected him. And there's a lot of these magazines and videos are just similar. I just discussed it because I don't have no pity on this. Because I'm gonna let you know this, Magga. You put the situation. They're easily my own daily task here in Georgia, Alabama, 3 minutes with me, or sue me undocumented because the way I look at the meaning. I know exactly how the African American feel because he kind of control with the melanin accent on it.
Yeah.
It's just similar with their experience. See, easily profile because thanks for the Supreme Court make it easier for these racist maggot bichos profiling me. Yes, I'm a U.S. citizen, veteran, and all that, but beat them down. They don't give a f. They try to deport. And I'm gonna let you know this country, and also they don't want to hear the dark history about this country where they deported people, the person of color.
Get him, G-man.
Especially like Mexicans did it twice, the Great Depression, the 50s, how they treat us Puerto Ricans and African Americans used as guinea pigs and all that, bombings our cities and so on and on. They ignore the history and all that because they're into their freaking feelings. Oh, it's the past, go to past now. We bring in the past because make sure it don't happen again, see? And I'm going to keep it real. I'm not perfect. I'm not the smartest person on it, but I always like to listen to people as well educated. Doesn't matter who they look like or what sexual orientation or sex and all that.
Tell them.
Because I'm bored in diversity. When I mean I'm bored in diversity, I'm born in New York City back in the day.
Tell them.
The 60s or whatever. Back, I'm 62, so you know what my age group is talking about. But I grew up, treat those like I'm going to treat it, regardless who they are and all that. But see, you Magga, and some of your Billy Bobs, I mean, you had a sort of head start for Hunter on, and you just don't like somebody's catching up and excel better than you.
Amen.
That's all.
All right,
that's all my rant, brother.
Okay.
That's all my rant.
Well,
and go ahead, my brother.
No. You brought up something. I was looking for the video, honestly, but I wasn't able to find it. But I do remember. I think I played it last week where that gentleman in his boo thing got he lost his boo because the ICE situation, and he voted for Donald Trump. And I say nothing makes me happier, honestly, G-man, than to see Donald Trump supporters get what they voted for. Isn't that the best feeling?
Yeah. Because I have no pity. Jesus so much might be forgivable, G-man, and people don't give a damn. And Jesus' cousin Karma, and he always said to be careful of my cousin Karma, because Karma could be a B word, you know.
Yeah.
I can't say that in your life, but I really respect your life. Rise with it's as similar as a female dog. Let's keep it like that. But anyway,
all right,
Zeus.
Thank you.
I want everybody take care, get strong. If somebody else come take my spot.
All right.
And be safe around there. Peace, my brother.
All right. W's in the chat for G-Man. No lies detected. All right. But man, you brought up a very, very good point. I said, when you see videos like this, ladies and gentlemen, you just have to sit back and ask yourself, what were they thinking? And I didn't want to do it, but I think I need to do it. And you know who you are, who sent this to me. You shouldn't have sent it to me, because now this might actually be something that we actually show on a regular basis. He voted for Trump. This is a story called he voted for Trump, and now ICE has taken his brother. And I have to do this sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, because again, you know me, a hard head makes for a soft, you know what, right? Oh yeah, here we go.
Robbery or whatever, I'm gonna do that. Call ICE. In my vote, I'm gonna be free. I did vote for Donald Trump.
You voted for him. How are you feeling about that vote now?
I feel like what I did for this is like I never did my vote for a guy who is kidnap people, and this is like I feel like stupid because I see the I don't want these people here. If I know, I feel like what I did for this is like I never did my vote for a guy who is kidnap people, and this is like I feel like stupid because I see the around here, and there is everybody's scared. My brother and his friend, they went to church 9 in the morning in Fullerton, St. Joseph Catholic Church. So they stopped by here to buy something for breakfast. They went to the ATM Chase Bank, and they arrested outside there. And my brother told me they took more people. They didn't ask anything, say, "Oh, you're a citizen," and they refused to talk, and then they basically pulling out from the car. That happened last Sunday. I'm already trying to call the number from ICE for see. I don't know anything. There is no results. I don't know where is my brother. I tried to talk with the Mexican consular, and they told me it's part of the process because they're gonna deport him to Mexico. But still, it's a nightmare. It's just a nightmare. And my brother, he's in this country, hard working for over 20 years. No criminal, 100% sure, no criminal. I can put my name on it. I'm a U.S. citizen, and I can put my name on it. He doesn't have any criminal. I know he used to have like no insurance ticket around just in Madison Police Department, but he doesn't have any felonies. He doesn't have anything. He just 57 years old, hard worker, just try to make a better life. Edison is maybe 30-40% Hispanic, but we don't have criminals here. If we have criminals, I get it. Go get them. Go get them. We don't want criminals here. We don't want criminals. And I don't know, the guy from the store maybe told you the same. If I know criminal people, I call ICE. I do by myself. I don't want these people here. If I know some guy who is doing illegal things, drugs or whatever, selling drugs or robbing or whatever, I'm going to do that. Call ICE. Because I don't want the people in my neighborhood.
Well, I mean, would you actually call ICE? Would you trust their judgment now that you've seen that they're taking people like your brother?
No, but let's say, I don't want, if they do the right way, his work, okay, they're going to the criminals, I get it. Because I don't want criminals here. I have kids.
Woo! Woo! I can't take this winning. I can't take this.
You're going to be so proud of your country if I get in. You're going to be so proud of your president, and I don't care about that. But you are going to be so proud of your country because we're going to turn it around and we're going to start winning again.
Woo.
We're going to win so much. We're going to win at every level. We're going to win economically. We're going to win with the economy. We're going to win with military. We're going to win with health care and for our veterans. We're going to win with every single facet. We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning. And you'll say, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. We're going to win more. We're going to win so much.
We got more. Look at more winning. Remember this brother? Remember him? Oh, this is my favorite.
Miami's Little Haiti neighborhood.
This is my favorite story.
Typically bustling with customers. Not today. People are scared. Owner Wilkinson Sajor says it's not just the clientele. After 34 years in business, he's lost his entire management team at 7 locations and will likely have to shut down 2 stores due to the end of temporary protected status.
The end of TPS means for me that my future in the hospitality business is almost going to be non-existent.
Thank you.
On Sunday, federal officers made an immigration arrest outside one of his restaurants.
What would you say to the president that you voted for?
He sold to me that he is a businessman and that he will be making business decisions.
Do you regret your vote?
Look at him cooking it by himself. You see, I mean, when you get this is why they don't want to come on the show, ladies and gentlemen, because they know we're going to get the content off of them. I mean, nothing makes me happy. Now he in the kitchen cooking it. He had to cook it up himself. He used to have help. Now he back there trying to whip it up. Oh my God.
Yes, I do.
Chef Creole, you thought you was special, huh? Oh, yeah, you thought you was very special. You're uppity ass, but guess what just happened? See, you sitting there talking about, I thought he was a great businessman.
Yeah.
Business. You know, business don't come with a heartbeat. Business don't give a damn. All business care about is that cha-ching.
Hey.
And you know what he did?
What'd he
You
do?
sold your people out for chicken change.
Ooh.
And he sold your ass right back to the people across the water.
Hey,
yeah,
get
you
him.
want to have your restaurant? Cook that shit back over there. See that?
Woo, this make me laugh.
This is a message to all you foreigners, Latinos, Jamaicans, Haitians. Y'all came here and thought that these people was gonna do something special for y'all.
Yeah.
But we've been trying to tell y'all the whole time what's been going on.
Facts.
We've been fighting and trying to get out of this.
Facts.
No,
Facts.
it's about business, right? So guess what?
What's that?
Now you gotta handle it from the other end. That's right.
Yeah.
I thought he was a great businessman. I voted for him. I believed in him. You should have believed in your people.
Amen.
And what's crazy, you ain't even give a damn about your employees. Majority of all of them Haitians or foreigners, you ain't give a damn about them.
Wow.
You act just like those slave owners. All you cared about was money. And now your ass in the situation because guess what? Everybody finna leave you high and dry. You gonna sit your monkey ass over there and wish you could come back. But you know what?
What's
you
that?
deserve every dime you get. Vote.
Amen. Amen. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I mean, this is why most Trump voters right now, they don't want to get up here and try to defend the Trump administration right now. They know they're in deep, deep trouble. They're deep, deep trouble. All right. W Zeus. All right. Let's go back to the box. Has anyone ever seen it? Has anyone seen a confident Trump supporter lately? No, seriously. Has anyone seen like a very confident Trump supporter lately running around and, I'm really proud of the United States of America. Donald Trump is the best thing since sliced bread, button-up shoes. I mean, we've never had a president just do such an outstanding job bringing the country together, uniting the world. I don't see these people. You haven't seen them either, Tara? No. Dame is an example of this chef, right? While it's good, he's gonna do what he does, all right. But eventually, you'll see Dame in the back of the restaurant cooking it up himself, because he got to run his business. You can't hate somebody when they're trying to run their business, but at the end of the day, you kind of got to say, like, you do understand you put yourself out of business by voting for Donald Trump, right? You don't get it, but now you do. Yeah, I don't see confidence when I see MAGA anymore. What I see is a bunch of snowflakes, a bunch of disgusting, sick creatures. I don't even want to dignify them as human beings anymore, because you can't really be, as far as I'm concerned, a human being if you don't see the humanity in other people. Once you abandon that, you're no longer human, in my opinion. You are an evil creature, and you possibly are possessed by the MAGA demon, which a lot of times I know you are, because I don't get it. I really don't. I do not understand how still they're out there. There's some so-called conservative women that still don't see that Donald Trump is Epstein's best friend. I don't understand how the quote conservative brothers or blaga, how they don't see the racism that's increasing, especially in these red states, the gerrymandering. I'm like, it was a direct attack against you on your vote. Did you know that? The gerrymandering, yeah, they don't want your vote anymore. Right? They're just stay on over there. And now they're sitting there doing what they want in terms of black boys, black women. They can just unalive you at this point, and who's going to come help you? Who's going to come help you? And I'm talking to the black species. Who's going to come help you in your time of need when there's racial injustice going on in this country? Who are you going to reach out to? Has Blaga ever really thought about that? Because as sad as a lot of these stories are that I'm hearing are going on in the South, I'll always try to speak up for what's right. I keep going back to that place in my mind when I say they literally gave these folks the permission structure to do this. They literally did that. How? They voted for Donald Trump. They voted right alongside the Triple K. Yeah, once they had you doing that and falling in line and clicking your heels, they had you. They said, okay, we can do whatever we want with them. And you won't need this. They took away, your DEI protections and stuff like that, your ability to at least hold the federal government accountable in the event racism. Because, on a lot of these things, if you really want to make the point, you got to be able to, hit them in their pocket, so to speak. And that's what the whole thing was behind DEI. As much as you wanted to try to say it was all about uplifting only white women, the liberal white woman, it offered a lot of protections, EEOC and things like that. So that in the event the federal government was weaponized against you for whatever the reason was, you had a good chance of actually litigating it and actually getting a remedy. Now you don't even have that. And to think about it, they convinced you, MAGA. They really, Blagger, they convinced you didn't need it. How did they do that? Incredible. You want to talk about voodoo? That's incredible voodoo. W Zeus. And now they fear Big Zeus. Honestly, I'm the most feared creator on social media for some strange reason. And it's like, I'm like, but I'm also the nicest. But why do they fear me? It's because they say, oh, he's not going to hold anything back. He's going to call it like he is. He has no problem calling out who? The losers. And who are the losers in this country? You know, Q Dog, you brought up a very, very good point. The whole in and out situation. And there's been several others. But what would make a young, radicalized, white young man decide to go and unleash hell on innocent people? And I cannot get an answer. You know, Popcorn comes onto my show. He has every answer in the book about what black and brown communities, you know, every conservative white guy, usually, most of them, they usually have good answers about what black and brown people should be doing, you know, to get rid of the crime and be better people, be God-fearing people. But when you start asking them, okay, here's a story. White guy down south, and I hate to say Alabama, but that's really where the story took place. What did he do to the dog? What? What did he do to the dog? What? And you go on the same knuckle draggers TikTok, and what is he doing? Oh, he's crying about black and brown people coming into the country illegally. And you're sitting there going, that's some crazy stuff the devil got you all doing. The deer. That's some crazy stuff. You can literally go out and do something real gross, but then get on the internet and act like your real big issue in life is somebody coming into the country looking to make a living for themselves and their family. They don't like it because I call it like I see it. And I didn't always want to do this. Most of the time, I would not even say anything. Most of the time, I would say, you know what? I want to be what they call politically correct, right? Because you learn about that, right? You don't want to ruffle any feathers. Am I right? You don't want to say anything that's going to make people really think you're, you know, out to lunch, so to speak. But what can you say right now when you're living in a country and every day the president wakes up and picks and chooses? He plays spin the wheel. What do I want to do today? Be racist? Do I want to be a misogynist? Do I want to be a disgusting individual? He just picks one and then he does it, and he doesn't care about the communities he impacts when he does it. He just gets out there and does it. Yeah. And so that's why they don't want to get on shows like this, because I'm not going to allow them to drive. You know, they want to get in the box and then they want to start driving me, and asking me, you know, remember, Zeus, how many people are employed in the United States, Zeus? They come up with random, try to gotcha moments just to try to make themselves seem like they're so smart. And then I say, okay, well, if you were so smart, how did you end up, honestly, if you're so smart, how did you end up voting for Donald Trump again? Good morning. Yeah, MAGA, they know they're on the other sides of TikTok crying and doing what they do in their little lives. They don't come over here. Good morning, Nutty. How are you?
Hey, good morning. Good morning, Kingdom.
Good morning.
So I was just gonna sit and listen today because I'm finally taking the day off.
All right.
But I'm look Zeus, you're gonna get mad at me because I'm gonna say it every time I get in the box. I'm looking at these likes and I'm pissed off. Like, why do I have to get in the box and ask the Kingdom to do what they know to do? Like, it's like you always say this: a hard head makes for what?
A soft behind. Tap, tap, tap.
Come on, Kingdom. Y'all, we gotta do better. We gotta do better. But listen. I finally got some sleep after the primary, so gearing up for the general election.
Okay.
Things are changing.
What do you mean?
Things are changing. So I live in a heavily Democratic county.
Mm-hmm.
However, the eastern part of the county that I live in, that I'm running in, is solid red. It went for Donald Trump by a plus 20.
Wow.
So they're solidly red here. And going out and talking to people and knocking on doors, I got the results from the primary election. And in the eastern part of my county that I'm running in, right?
Right.
There are 289,000 registered voters in the eastern part of the county that I'm running in.
Right.
And of that, Zeus, in the last presidential election during the primary, only 12% of the people showed up for the primary.
How many
On Tuesday?
Yeah.
On Tuesday, we had a whopping 46%. 46%. We went from 12% to 46% of the registered voters showing up for a primary.
Wow. That's
a primary.
Wow. What do you think triggered that?
Well, what triggered it is that the Republicans are scums here in the state of Missouri. They're scum.
Yeah.
Missouri has been a Republican supermajority state for almost 30 years.
Yeah. Wow.
It's been a supermajority Republican state, but yet somehow they frame the narrative to blame all of the ills of Missouri. They blame it on Democrats who has zero power. Democrats can't even stop anything because we're in a supermajority. But yet they still blame Democrats. And so what they did, and I'm talking fast because I want to get out of here.
Okay.
What they did, they put 3 amendments to the Constitution during the primary on the ballot.
Yeah.
Things that we already voted on. And they wanted to take away our income tax with nothing to replace it, which is going to create a higher sales tax.
Wow.
So it's going to hurt everyday people. They were banking that people wouldn't show up to the polls.
Wow. Well, you did a good job getting them there.
People showed up to the polls, Zeus.
Yeah.
And so my Republican opponent, he's freaking out now because Democrats have never outperformed Republicans in this part of the county. And Democrats outperform Republicans 4-1.
Thank God.
4-1.
Thank you.
The ties are shifting. So what that means, I said all of that to say this. When we're talking to the people, when we're having conversation, including people who voted for Donald Trump 3 times.
Yeah.
That's what I run into on a daily basis because of where I am.
Wow. 3
I
times?
have to get them 3 times, Zeus. I have to get them to see, first of all, my humanity.
Yeah.
Because I have a great campaign staff, and it's sad to say, but can I be truthful right now?
Absolutely. We honor truth over here. We respect truthfulness.
Well, this is hard to say because we're still in the United States.
Correct.
Before I knock on anybody's door, I have to put a white face in front of the door and I step off to the side.
Oh. How does that look? You code switch.
I do.
That's a good thing.
I do. Because if they see a black face on their Ring camera or through the peephole in their door, they're not going to answer their door. And the truth is, it's for a safety reason.
Yeah.
Because people here, they'll shoot through their door. And so I put a white face in front of the door. And once they answer the door, I let them speak first. And then I come into the frame from the side. And then I see their eyes get big.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah. Is that in a good way or is it a bad way when their eyes get big?
Well, it's a shocking way because they're like, where the hell did you come from?
That's sad,
but
too.
It's a shocking way.
That's sad.
But by that time, they don't want to embarrass themselves, so they don't want to be overtly racist by walking back in the house and slamming their door. So it gives me about 15 to 20 seconds to introduce myself and to break down their whatever wall that they have.
Yeah.
And to talk to them about things that matter to them. Because I go out to a lot of rural space.
Greenie said, you can knock on my door with that handsome face anytime.
Well, yeah. Greenie, I appreciate that, but our brother Zeus here, he feels some sort of way when that happens, when people make comments like that.
Oh, I figured it out. So you got another device or something, and you said that. Yeah, okay, because nobody in their right mind would honestly say anything like that while you're, okay. So Nutty, just keep the tricks down to a minimum, all right? Because you got a lot of tricks up your sleeve. The door trick that you do, and now this. I mean, if I wasn't as smart as I am, I would have fallen have taken the bait and got upset, but I'm not going to get upset. But nice try, Nutty. Nice try.
Well, Greenie is definitely in her right mind. I mean, she knows quality when she sees it, right? But anyway, I got your facial expressions, man. I got to get them to break down that wall just to be able to say, hey, I'm asking for your vote. I'm asking to work for you.
Yeah.
I'm asking to represent you, to represent the things that you care about. Because here's the deal. Republicans have been in control.
Yeah.
And how is your life today? And then it gets silent. Just like when you ask the people that in the kingdom,
Yeah.
when the one or two Republicans do get it, the MAGAs get in the box, when you ask them that question, they get silent.
Yeah. Give us the evidence.
I've coined a term, the DJ effect.
They got that truth blocker machine.
They have the DJ effect.
Yeah.
But then I keep talking to and I keep pressing about issues that concerns them.
Yeah.
I don't talk about issues that I want to accomplish.
Good.
I talk about things that concern them because I want to make it always about them.
So that's impressive, right? Even as you go by Antifa, you still recognize that there are still 3-time Trump voters out there that might be able to support the platform you're running on. That's interesting that you are able to do that, Nutty. I got to give it to you. A round of applause. Anything can happen in this country because you're, at the end of the day, it's because, like you said, you're a human being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing that really does bring us together is that just like we're not alone here in Missouri.
Yeah.
AI data centers are popping up everywhere.
Yeah.
And people are very anti AI data centers, as am I.
Yeah.
And so I lean in on the things that we agree on. And I don't talk about the things that we disagree on.
Yeah. We don't got time
Because
for that. Right?
I want to get their vote because people call it fear mongering. It's not fear mongering when it's at your doorstep. It's having the hard conversation that if we don't talk about these things, it's going to be here. And once it's here, it's too late to do anything about it.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it now so we can stop it from ending up on our doorsteps.
Facts. That's a good, I mean, you're a politician at this point. I got to give it to you. Nutty. W's in the chat for Nutty. True politician at work.
So in closing, my whole point is this. To the people out there, continue talking to people, even when we want to throw up in our own mouths, talking to MAGA.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the things that find something that you can agree on. And the one thing that you can find that you can agree on,
what's that?
And I know it's questionable, but they are human too.
Oh, and if Nutty says it, you know that's a different type of person saying it, because Nutty has been the most wildest radical on the show by far, right? W's in the chat for Nutty, but it's interesting. You can you have the ability to rein it in because you said some. I mean, I sit back and I listen to some of the things Nutty says, and I say, "Whoa."
Oh, make no mistake about it. I still feel that way.
I do.
Make no mistake about it. But here's the deal. I'm trying to win an election to help the very people that vote against their own interests.
Wow. That's crazy, but you're right. Somebody has to do it. W's in the chat for Nutty, because I know your values have not changed, but I understand that you know how to work within the constraints of limited government, so to speak. And that's very important. That's actually a good skill to have.
Your friend is back, Zeus.
Who?
Macaroni Tony or whatever the hell his name is. Why is it that guy got to come for me every time I say hello to you? Why is it, Zeus?
Yeah,
Zeus.
Antifa, take off latches and
no,
run.
Macaroni, hold on for 1 second. 1 second, and I promise I'll listen to you. Zeus, I have a question for you.
What's that?
I think this brother has a crush on me. I think this brother has a crush on me.
All right,
brother,
hey,
listen,
thank you. I agree too.
Listen, you can come out the closet, and I accept you coming out the closet, but I just don't roll that way, my brother.
Okay. So Macaroni, you heard what he said. He drew a boundary. I can't allow you to be up here saying Nutty. So relax, okay? We get it, but you can't have him. You got it?
I know I'm fine as hell, but dang, man, come on.
You got to get on a diet first, brother.
You know what? That's probably true. That's probably true. But you know what? But see, you know what's funny, Zeus?
He checking you out.
I don't see a picture of him.
You see my picture.
See, I get on camera.
Mercedes.
I get on camera. Zeus, I put my face out there. So why is it that people who want to criticize how somebody looks, they always hiding behind the screen?
Turn your camera on, Macaroni.
Cam up, brother. Cam up.
Let's go ahead and get this settled once and for all. I gave you the option to turn your camera on, brother.
It's on.
No, it ain't. No, we can't see it. Try it again. Everybody, Nutty got his camera on too, so let's just go ahead and get this out the way. Yeah, I just gave you an invite. Now, what you got to hide?
I'm turning my camera on.
He ain't doing nothing. He acting now. He acting. Boy,
you see it? You see it on? You see it on? You see my cam on?
Boy, bye.
You see my cam on?
Listen, Zeus,
I don't know where you running at. I hope you down there in Mississippi trying to become a congressman or senator or maybe a city councilman. But you are not who the people want. We don't want you black folks running nothing. All you do is run your mouth is in your feelings. So bye.
Woo!
Hold
on, bro. Hold on. Turn that camera off.
Please do.
Get that thing, man. Whoa.
Hey, y'all scared of them red guys. Y'all little dark skins. Y'all need to go back to where you like it
Go
at.
ahead, Nutty. Talk to this demon. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize, but we saw a real demon. We saw a real demon right there.
I want to look, Macaroni. I want to look you in the face. Macaroni, I want to look you in the face when I say that.
Okay, Macaroni, turn the camera on, but please.
Macaroni, I want to
put
look
a bag
you in
on
the
your
face
head or something. Put a bag on your head or something next time, because you just can't when we ask you to turn the camera on, and you just can't pop up in the camera lens like that, right? This is show business. If you ain't put together nicely, you got to stay back, because that was a lot you tried to force on us. All right?
Hey, all you do is that propaganda bull crap about black and white.
Spell propaganda.
We love white folks. We love
spell propaganda.
We love them running the country.
Okay.
We do not want your kind running nothing.
Okay, can we
look at if you're in Mississippi, you can run that, but they don't want you. Please don't lie to these people telling you running.
This is somebody's uncle. You got to be somebody's uncle. You somebody's daddy. You somebody's son. You a man. Yeah.
Hey,
this is sad.
Okay, Macaroni, are you gonna listen to me now?
I'm not being facetious, Anita, Antifa, but we do not want black folks running. We don't even want foreigners running this country.
Okay.
Please.
Okay.
Please.
Can Nutty
run for
talk?
City council.
Okay, I gotta put him on mute. That demon right there. Nutty's trying to talk, and you can't even control yourself.
I have never in my life taken offense to a lab rat criticizing my look. This brother looks like a lab rat. Like, for real though. Woo! He looks like a lab rat that they haven't fed in a whole month. Like, when he came on the screen, all I saw was brown skeleton. Fecal matter. All I saw was human fecal matter in the flesh.
I gotta remove you, Tony. You got reported, and that's crazy.
My goodness.
Woo! Lab rat on TikTok using cameras and stuff like that, advocating Trump's. Woo! W's in the chat for Nutty. Oh my God.
So I'm gonna get out of here, Zeus. But I'm gonna tell the kingdom, hey kingdom, don't ever let walking fecal matter talk about you, about how you look, because we love you here. Because fecal matter, all he is fecal matter. Like, he can tell me I need to lose weight. You know what? You ain't lied. I need to lose some weight. I want to lose about another 40 pounds. But brother, you need to You need a lot.
W's in the chat, Nutty. Hold on, Nutty. I gotta ask you though. I told him to turn on his camera, right? And normally you gotta do like this when someone says turn on your camera. You go, okay, let me get myself together. All right, let me get it. All right, and then you get the range because you can't just be all because you gotta know yourself, right? If you've looked in the mirror, you know how ugly or handsome you are. You got to. Right?
Absolutely.
And it was obvious he has no clue how ugly he is. None. Because he put that. And
none.
I understand why TikTok took him down now. Because that had to be a community guidelines violation. Yeah.
I got one last thing to say to him.
It had to be. Yeah, go for it.
I may need to lose some weight, but that's something I can do about it. You can't do nothing about being ugly.
Can't fix that.
At least I can fix my issue.
Yeah. Wow. W's in the chat for Nutty. I'm sorry you had to go through that.
Listen. I found it very amusing. I found it amusing. But Kingdom, please, you guys have done a great job getting Zeus to another 100,000 since I've been in here. Mm-hmm. So let's get him to another 100,000.
Thank you.
I'm gonna get off of here. I'm gonna get back to tapping.
Okay.
Thank you for having me up today, Zeus.
Thank you.
And y'all stay classy until they take you there. Then take them to the pits of hell.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good day.
W's in brother Nutty. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. See, that's why sometimes you go live and you never know what's going to happen. But I would argue today that has to have been the most painful thing I've ever experienced on TikTok. One of the most painful. He put that ugly face on us. He did. He forced me to see it, and I can't get his teeth out of my, you saw his teeth? Did y'all see his teeth? Did y'all see the way his teeth look and the foam around his mouth? Using words like propaganda and facetious, doesn't even know how to spell them. It was, and I said, that's somebody's uncle out here doing this. And to think, and this is when I said, I really need to stop. I said, he said he has how many children? How many children you got, macaroni, phony, Tony, lonely homie? And I'm just sitting there going, what woman would allow you? And then I just had to stop. I just had to stop. I said, I just had to stop. I had to leave that alone, ladies and gentlemen. God, please forgive me. Please forgive me for the thoughts that came through my mind. I've tried to be nice to him. I tried to be. But what can you say? Good morning, Ange. Good morning. Maybe Ange can help it make sense to be good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I had something prepared to say, and then you went and did that.
I didn't mean to.
Oh, Lord. I didn't think he would turn it on. I really wish now that he hadn't. Wow.
Yeah.
And yes, I did notice the teeth or lack thereof, or maybe go find some Crest white strips or something. Oh, man.
Think about
it.
Derailed. Your brain was like, you had a point. I could tell. And you saw that face and you just said, oh, he has to wear.
I'm not even joking. I had something to say and I can't remember what the heck it was.
I don't blame
you. That really threw me off.
I don't blame you, Ange. I mean, because you're a very nice person, and we try not to look at people in the way that they look and judge them, right? We really try not to do that. But when you're ugly on the inside, because he's a Trump voter and he's still advocating for Trump, right? Then you start having to be more a little critical about these people, and
And they do come up usually insulting. What did he do? He tried to insult Nutty about him being overweight. Well, I'm not going to speak on that. I just want to say, Nutty, if you're still in here, you're going to be surprised because I usually give you some heck, but you're looking fine. So macaroni, phony, Tony, whatever, you better just sit your yellow teeth down because Nutty's looking fine.
Woo! Oh, this is the most... He's never had any kind of feedback like this in his life. So I'm glad you're willing to give him feedback like this, Ange, because I do hope the mirror, because the mirror is lying to him, right? But I hope that at least what he hears you say it, he takes it to heart and actually does the work to fix those issues.
Yes, absolutely. Oh man, you really did throw me off.
I'm so sorry. But he did give us what we came to get, which was a good laugh. All right, because he
Yes,
knows.
and we need that.
Yeah, thank you.
We need that. Honestly, when I go live now, I'm not there to really have a conversation with these people. There's none to be had anymore.
Right.
It's either you're a good person or you're a bad person, and you're a bad person.
Yeah.
And typically, when they do come up, that's what they do. They attack your looks.
Yeah.
They immediately attack your looks, and that's why I'm glad you made him turn his camera on, because that's what I try to do as well.
Yeah.
That's what we need to do with these losers.
Yeah.
Except when it looks like that, he needs to go immediately back on, like ASAP.
Somebody, I'm hoping, honestly, we saved probably at least 200 lives today, because now that he knows we know he's not really that handsome, maybe he decided to take himself home instead of wherever he was going out in public. Maybe he decided to go ahead and call it a wrap for today and book an appointment or something with maybe a dentist, right? He needs a dentist, and maybe get some skin treatment or something, do some,
Oh, that too.
maybe
You
go
noticed.
get a little mani-pedi, do all the stuff it takes to keep yourself kept.
He can't afford that. Are you kidding me? He's a Trump supporter. He can't afford that.
Oh my God.
He definitely doesn't have dental insurance or health insurance, or he's never going to be able to afford a dermatologist.
And you're right.
Ever.
You're right. And that is the problem. He doesn't realize he needs those insurances, right? So he can take care of these issues. Trump has convinced people like him, just keep going in the wrong direction. You'll be fine.
They think they're going to be him. They think they're going to have the money that Donald Trump has, which he's made over $2 billion since he's been in office.
We know about.
That's not going to be you. You're not getting a big invite down to the ballroom.
Absolutely.
And I don't understand why you guys still think this. You are simping for somebody who's literally told you he doesn't care about you. He calls affordability a hoax, while people are starving, trying to make decisions. Oh, medications or gas or food.
Yeah.
People are rationing their medications. And I said it once before, and Vegas Girl made a joke out of it, that hag. But my medication for my migraines has doubled.
What?
Has doubled. Our insurance premiums went up in January because we had to switch insurances.
Wow.
And it went up, and our co-pays and everything went up. So if this is happening to me, it's definitely happening to them.
Yeah.
Or they don't even have insurance.
Even worse.
Even worse. They're not. And Macaroni Tony, you can tell he's not even eating. Look at him. He's not even eating. It's about 80 pounds.
And I always tell this story. Don't be out in public looking like a wolf with a wounded jaw trying to eat. Because you ever seen a wolf with a wounded jaw trying to eat? It's nasty, right? Could you imagine what that looks like? And that's exactly what
check your inbox, Ange. You see that? I ain't checking my inbox. You ain't gonna write anything to me, Macaroni Tony. Don't you write to me.
What?
I'm way out of your league.
Oh, he's shooting his shot.
Out of your league. You don't even have the right to even address me.
Wow.
So no, I will not be checking my inbox. If I even see your name, I won't even read it.
W's in
You'll
the
be
chat
blocked.
for Ange. He over here shooting his shot now. Wow. Just when you thought he couldn't go any lower, he found a lower point in the sewer. W's in the chat for Ange.
Loser. All right. I did have something prepared. Now I can't remember what. But I did want to ask, what's today's date? August
10th.
10th.
Don't we?
So tomorrow would be August 11th.
And what's your point? What's your point?
And is that a big day for somebody tomorrow, August 11th?
Ange, don't do that.
I'm doing it.
Oh my God.
You can't stop me.
Oh my God.
I'm one of your best mods for 5 years. You are not stopping me.
Okay.
So tomorrow will be Zeus's birthday.
Oh my God. I thought I was going to get in and out, and no one was going to do that. I hate celebrating those. Come on now. I love throwing birthday parties for all of you, but
you celebrate everybody, and you're going to be celebrated.
Jesus
I
Christ.
knew you would try to get away with it. That's why I came up.
Right, that's why I threw
That's why I came
Macaroni
up.
Tony into the equation. I thought that was a good distraction. I guess it didn't work. Oh my God.
Macaroni Tony, you're only allowed in here if you give Zeus a galaxy.
Good point.
I will block you so quick if you don't give Zeus a galaxy.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you,
I swear
everyone.
to God. So tomorrow, big day, everybody.
Mm.
Okay, so y'all better be here and be prepared. And Zeus, you are going to play the
Jim.
song. You're going to do all the things.
Okay.
Okay?
Fair enough.
All right.
She twisted my arm and forced me to accept the terms of the conditions. All right.
It's exactly. See y'all later.
All right. W's in the chat for the beautiful Ange. Lies detected. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness. What on earth is going on? All right. Who do we got next right here, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning. Is this Jim? Hello, Jim? Jim, are you there? Going once? Going twice? This Jim, 3. Are you there, Jim? Oh, that's not you? All right, thank you. I was about to say, what are you doing in the shower, doing that early in the morning, but it wasn't you, so it was somebody else. All right, fair enough. W's, it's easy W. What? Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Okay, this is the real Jim. All right, Jim, is this you?
This is me,
okay, all
and
right.
I just want to go on record. I do not take you into the toilet and flush with me. That
okay.
does not happen.
Okay. Well, W's in the chat for Jim. I didn't think it was the toilet.
No,
I thought it was the shower. That I was like, oh.
No, that was definitely a toilet,
Oh, wow.
and that Jim was blowing up. Yeah, not this Jim. This Jim is sitting here drinking coffee.
Nice.
I didn't realize your birthday was tomorrow. I'm so excited.
Think about that. I didn't either. I totally forgot about it, to be honest with you. I was having so much fun.
Happy early birthday.
Thank you.
Did you do anything this weekend to celebrate, or do you have any plans?
Well,
yeah,
I
good.
did. I got out in the wilderness and explored some of the wonderful state parks here in the state of California. Mammoth Lakes. You ever been to that area? Really nice area.
No.
Yeah. So
No.
I got out and did something, So, I mean, I'm a real low key type of person. So, but thank you.
That's awesome. I had lots of things to talk about earlier, but I don't have anything on my brain right now. There's so much.
Yeah.
I mean, all I know is there's just so much happening in the world. And the bottom line is I want to leave everybody with this little thought. When all of this is said and done and we get through this horrible chapter, I want to remind every single one of you that who kept the fight going, who tried to fight to protect democracy, who tried to stand up against the things that were happening to harm human life. I want you to remember that, because every one of us has to remind each other that we may have only been one voice, but collectively together, we were the voice that stood up for the women, for the children, for the BIPOC community, for the LGBTQIA, for civil rights, for human rights, for women's rights, for educational rights, and for believing in science and math that keeps us safe. And I want people to understand that, because when all of this is said and done, all of these people who claim to be MAGA, who claim to be the people that supported this corrupt administration that stole food out of children's mouths, medicines out of people's bodies, land away from farmers and from American citizens, and literally did harm in international waters. I want you to never forget what side of history you were on when you were holding the jock of corruption, because that's literally what you did. And I hope you get the worst yeast infection, athlete's foot, for the rest of your life, to itch beyond compare forever, knowing the absolute spread of fungus that you created. I hope all of you, because for me, the initials DJ just stand for Donald's jock. You all were just carrying Donald's jock. That nasty, sweaty, vile, urine and poop covered jock. You literally sat there holding it up like the dirty diaper that he is. You contained all the shit for him. I'm just going to say that that's what's on my mind this morning, is that if you voted MAGA, if you supported this administration, you have to remember for the rest of your life that you were nothing more than Donald's jock.
Jim, that is so hilarious. I don't know where you come up with that. That's definitely up there with the Rizzler stuff. But that's very, very, very fitting. So you're saying there's really no room for forgiveness, huh? With Donald Jock type of people.
There's not. There's not anymore. Like, I mean, we've talked about this for years. It was never there for me. Once you So I remember when all of this first started and he threw his hat in the ring, somebody said to me when I first started TikTok and I was doing the COVID-19 lives with the nurse.
Yeah.
And we were giving education and research and So when we first started it, somebody said to me, you just hate Donald Trump because he's running for president. I said, oh, no, please don't mistake me.
Yeah.
I hated Donald Trump long before he ever stepped into the ring for politics.
Wow.
I hated Donald Trump when he was harming the communities in New York to the tune of 3,500 plus discrimination lawsuits. I hated Donald Trump when he literally attacked the Central Park Five.
Yeah.
I hated Donald Trump. He was bankrupting businesses and contractors all over New York and slapping his name on buildings he had nothing to do with.
Exactly.
I hated Donald Trump when he was abusing and cheating on his first wife to sleep with Marla Maples, who he impregnated while he was still married to Ivana, who then cheated on Marla with all the other people. Notice Marla Maples says nothing. Have you guys noticed that Marla Maples is the one wife that you do not hear about, you do not talk about, because she had to sign an NDA also.
Wow.
She stays quiet so she gets paid.
Wow.
She didn't become an actress. She didn't become an author. She didn't become anything. You might occasionally see her on QVC getting to stand there like a little model waving some kind of blouse or something to make ends meet. But truth be told, he kept her quiet. He paid her to keep her mouth shut.
Wow.
So I want you guys to remember that when you stay quiet, when women and girls are being assaulted, when women and children are being abused in this country, when you stay quiet and don't stand up for them, you are complicit in the crime against those children. She knew exactly who Donald Trump was, and she wanted to protect her money bag. That's it. She doesn't care. And anybody who does the whole Marla's so sweet and innocent, she's just this little Georgia peach.
Yeah.
She's rotten. She's rotten to the core like all of them, because as long as they get theirs, they don't care if the neighbor or the children go hungry. They don't care if the neighbor or the children don't have access to medical care. They don't care. And so I want people to never forget the Epstein files. I want people to never forget the Central Park Five. I want people to never forget the 3,500 families that had to file discrimination lawsuits because they were being abused by the slumlords, Donald Trump and his father. I want you to never forget that they owe $550 million plus in back taxes to the state of New York.
Wow.
I want you to never forget that you, as a regular citizen, don't get to change how big or little your house is in order to get more money for profit. You don't get to do that. And the thing that always gets me, Zeus, is when they try to go after like Letitia James and claim fraud for real estate. Well, he committed all this real estate fraud, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like where are these people that sit back and go, yeah, like he's the man. He's this. He's a fighter. He's this. No, he's not doing the fighting. What is wrong with you? It's our sons and daughters doing the fighting. It's our sons and daughters that are on the front lines. It's our sons and daughters that are taking the oath to the Constitution of the United States to protect and defend against the enemies, foreign and domestic.
Let's go.
Like, I know that off the top of my head because of the service in my family. You don't get to tell me that Donald Trump is the one protecting and serving. He is the one being protected and served with your taxpayer money.
Wow. W's in the chat for Jim.
We have got to start calling it out as it is, because when this dark chapter closes, and it will close, it is crumbling as we speak.
Yeah.
Because it's always the people that think they've gotten over on somebody that finally crack when somebody else gets screwed. And when you get screwed with that lube, it's painful. It is painful. And that is what's happening to all the people that are losing their jobs by this administration. And I sleep well every night knowing that there are generals and admirals and inspector generals and lawyers and judges and federal workers across this state that are uniting to fight the alt-right. And there will be retribution. And when that day comes, I hope every single last one of them is eating nothing but the sludge that they have fed to the American people for the last 10 years.
Amen.
It is going to come back. And I hope the sins of the father weigh heaviest on his children and grandchildren who literally have the audacity to walk into the people's house and do videos saying, "Welcome to my house. Welcome to my house." No, little granddaughter, not your house. Our house.
Thank you.
Our house, the people's house.
Zip it.
Personally, you know what? I'm going to tell you what I think is going to happen. I think they should literally use that new area where the ballroom is and rebuild a brand new White House, bigger and better than ever, that he never gets to set foot in.
Me too.
And then knock down or museum, make the old one a museum now. Because he's already destroyed the East Wing that belonged to all the first ladies.
Yeah.
So now we can just make that old one a museum.
Amen.
After we sage it, of course.
Hey.
We're going to have to go in with sage and
thank
holy
you.
oil and
holy
all
oil,
kinds of stuff.
Do the whole shebang, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll do that too.
Yeah, that's what we need to do.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, that's my save for the day.
Well,
I love you. Have a
you as
great
well.
day and happy early birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. W's in the chat for the beautiful Jim. No lies detected. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, what an interesting show today. What an interesting show. Oh, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Who do we have right here? Oh, yeah. Maybe you can get through Swerving before you get to me. Good morning, Swerve. How are you doing?
Hey, good morning, all you beautiful, tiny people living in my telephone.
W's in the chat for brother Swerve. Now, Popcorn. I must warn you, Swerving is a dangerous person. All right, especially when it comes to dealing with MAGA minds and stuff like that. And I, Swerving, are you okay with putting MAGA in their place this morning? While you got a little time?
Oh, absolutely. Any day of the week.
Okay, great. This won't take long, hopefully. So what is it?
Yeah, I could spend 10 seconds on Pop-Tart.
Well, he's 0 for like 20 against me.
No, you can't. No. You don't get to keep score. We do. So what is your grievance this morning? What is your grievance this morning? What is your grievance this morning?
Well, I really don't have any grievances because Donald Trump is the president. And he's doing a pretty good job in Iran. He's doing a really good job when it comes to deportating illegal immigrants who are.
Wow, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. He hasn't deported anybody. Nowhere near.
Yeah.
Nowhere near half
cooked
of what Biden or Obama deported. Not even half.
W swear. So we're gonna park you right there.
So he's doing such a great job.
Can I debunk that, or you
tell me, do you shop at the grocery store?
Yeah. This is a good question. I've been waiting for
pretty
this
good.
question.
And
do you shop at the grocery store? Hey, Jiffy Pop. Do you shop at the grocery store?
Wow, man, you guys are already conceding.
Popcorn.
Conceding to what? Your stupidity?
Man, you guys are conceding.
Answer the question.
So,
do
Donald
you shop
Trump
at the grocery store?
More than
do you
Joseph
shop
Biden.
at the grocery
If you
store,
take away
Pop-Tart?
Popcorn.
This is him not answering the question. Very simple question.
Hey, Popcorn. We'll answer that question, but honestly, this is
right. But he just said something that was a lie.
Okay, well, can you answer his question though? Really? Do you shop at the grocery?
Yeah, Joe Biden deported less than Donald Trump. I agree.
Okay, great.
But
can we get to the grocery?
That's not the question I asked you.
Yeah.
That's not the question I asked you. Do you shop at the grocery store? Yes or no? Do you shop at the grocery store? Yes or no?
Who does?
Do you buy groceries? Yes or no? It's not that hard of a question. What's the
Yeah, I
matter,
do, son.
Pop-Tarts? You
Thank
can't
you.
answer?
Thank
I know
you,
you've been there to
Popcorn.
buy some Pop-Tarts.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give Popcorn a
Do
round
you
of
shop
applause.
at the grocery store?
Hold on, Popcorn. I'm giving you a round of applause
Do you
because you
shop at the
answered the
grocery
question.
store?
Hold on, Popcorn.
Because I did shop at the grocery store.
Popcorn.
I shop at a grocery store about every other day. I go to Walmart. I go to Sam's Club.
Okay, good.
Costco
So you
sometimes. I got
okay,
dual
good. So you
membership.
paying the same
Yeah,
high grocery prices as
so I
everybody
do
else,
know
right?
that the prices
So
are a
you
little
paying the
high.
same
That's
high
because
grocery
of the
prices as everybody
WAR
else,
and
right?
stuff like that.
See, let me
And
tell
I
you how
agree that
ignorant you
tariffs
are.
have a
Zeus,
little
can
bit
you
to
mute
do
him
with it.
because he just won't shut up?
But yeah,
Okay,
so
Popcorn.
He just won't shut up, and I'm tired of talking over
Let Swervin
stupidity.
do it.
yes, so the WAR has
The
a bit
fact
to do
that
with
he's
it.
sitting there, yeah, shushies,
Popcorn,
be
you're
quiet.
gonna respond, bro. I'll let you respond. Just let the conversation be.
And
we know how
and
you
this is him
operate.
thinking he could.
We know how you
This
work,
is him
Popcorn.
thinking he cooked somebody.
Yeah.
Man, you
This
guys
is
are
him
already
thinking he
tapping
cooked
out, dude. I
somebody.
thought y'all were going to be better
This
than
is
this.
him thinking he cooked somebody. Who you
But I'll
cooking?
go ahead and go on
You
mute
can't
and
even
let
boil
you guys
water.
crash
Just
out. And
get
then
your
I'll
goofy
debunk
behind
you
out of
again.
there.
Okay, great.
So,
You ain't gonna debunk nothing.
dude, I debunk you every
Just
time
keep your
you
sorry
dog.
behind on mute.
Put them on.
Put your teeth
I
back in your mouth
demolish
and
you
keep your
every
sorry
single
behind on mute. That's
time.
all you got to do. You ain't
You're a
dog
weak
walking shit.
debater.
You couldn't dog walk a flea.
You're a weak
You couldn't dog walk a tick.
Okay,
You're a
Popcorn. Popcorn, you know the rule. Turn the camera on now. If you
Go
want
ahead.
to, if you want to keep talking, turn the camera on. If you don't want to have to show who you are, then let's.
Oh, so you want to try to dox me?
I just want you to turn the camera on. But back to, I'd rather you
So
get
you
this.
want to dox me?
I'd rather,
I got it.
No. You're.
Yeah, that's what you're about.
Go ahead, brother.
You're a disingenuous
I'm waiting on him just.
doxer.
I'm waiting on him to just yell out, "Let me finish!"
Yeah,
and then shoot his teeth right out
Oh
of his
no,
face.
hell no. No, you guys have already done that, not me. I
No,
could talk all
nobody's
day
dogged you.
long.
You haven't won.
Man,
You
I
haven't
don't
won a
crash out
thing.
like you liberal lunatics.
Did
You
your utility costs go
weak
down?
beta liberals,
Did your
man,
utility
that's what
costs
you
go
are.
down?
Weak
Answer a
beta
simple
liberals.
question. Answer a simple question. Did your utility costs get cut in half by 50%?
Now let's see if we can
Yes
actually
or no?
Yes or no, Popcorn?
Yes or no? Yes or no? Have your utility costs been cut in half? Yes or no?
But no,
Yes or no?
not
No,
that.
come on,
W
dog
swerve.
walk me and
W
tell me.
swerve. Wow.
Come on, do the dog walking you said you was gonna do. Did your
No, but there's
utility
less illegal
costs
immigrants.
get
There's
cut
less
by
illegal-
50%?
There's less
Yes
illegal
or no?
immigrants in the United States.
No, there's
Thank
not.
you, Donald Trump,
Did
for that.
your utility
Iran
costs
is
get
no
cut
longer
by
a threat. They don't
50%?
have the capacity.
Did your
or the
utility
ability to
costs
develop-
get cut by
Popcorn.
50%?
Listen, we don't got all
They don't
night.
have the
We don't got
ability
all
to
day.
develop nuclear
Popcorn.
boom
Popcorn.
Did your utility costs? Go ahead,
And
Zeus.
also, this is temporary.
Popcorn. Listen.
This is temporary. Once it's over,
Swerve,
Hey,
did you hear?
Blackbird.
prices will come down.
He said it's
Dude, you
temporary.
might as well just go somewhere and chew some drywall because
Popcorn,
it sounds like what you're doing anyway.
Popcorn, take a break. All right, take a break. All right, because you can't
Take a lap, champ.
Yeah, you come back when you cool down. All right, but if you can't let the conversation flow, then we're just going to be babysitting you all morning. All right, Swervin was doing a lot of dog walking. W's in the chat.
And let me just say, not to steal your lines, Zeus, but that's a huge W, Swerve.
Yeah, real huge. Popcorn, take a
But
lap.
I'm sure he'll go and post a video about us saying how he dog walked us or some crap like that.
Woo!
But listen, brother, I gotta, Zeus, you ever see that movie Life?
Yeah.
Remember when they were sitting around the table playing cards and the nurse comes in and she's like, all right, come on, y'all, get some Jell-O.
Yeah. Bake.
And Lou was sitting over there half naked.
Oh.
And Eddie Murphy was like, I don't even want no doggone Jell-O after I done seen what I done seen.
True.
Lou, put them soggy
Oh,
balls.
yeah.
That's exactly what ran through my mind when I saw phony, homie, baloney, macaroni, Tony. This is what happens when you take away cancer research.
Yeah. Wow.
Thank you, Trump.
Yeah. Wow.
Like that man, Zeus, that man was so skinny he could pick a lock with his finger. You hear what I'm saying?
Macaroni Tony getting cooked this morning. He didn't wake up knowing it was going to happen. Wow. W's in the chat for Brother Swerve.
Brother, all I saw was Night of the Living Dead, The Walking Dead, The Dead Has Arisen.
Wow.
Any movie title out there with the word dead in it. That was him.
Wow. W's in the chat. Wow. He was so, and I don't even want to make it about that, but I was shocked that he was so proud of himself when that camera turned on. He put himself right in front of us. Did you see that?
Dude, yeah, he jumped like right in front of the camera, man. I jumped back from my phone. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I was in the kitchen cooking, man. I was cracking some eggs. And I ended up busting one of them eggs right in that bowl, man. Shell everywhere. I'm like, oh, damn.
Wow.
Dang.
Wow. Yeah, someone said he looked hungry. Well, Nutty called him a lab rat, and I thought about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I was like, oh, come on now. Let's not. They look better than him. All right? The Ninja Turtles look better than him. He looked more like Splinter or Shredder. What was the name? The mouse. What was the mouse's name? Shredder? No. That was the
I think it was Splinter.
He looked like Splinter. He tried out to be the
Brother,
Splinter, but he didn't get the role.
Brother, when you said you can't get up in the camera with teeth like that, I was like, even though his camera's off, them teeth still in the camera.
Yeah.
Like he looked like he could easily bite through some glass.
Nasty.
I was like, oh, you know what popped into my head? Remember that song when we was kids growing up? They call him Yuck Mouth because he don't brush.
Yeah, that's what he was.
I mean, that was, bruh. Come on, man.
Nasty. I never seen anything that gross.
Got nerve to call Nutty fat. Dude, you need to go eat a biscuit. Are you kidding me right now? That's the type of dude, he come over to your house, go in the bathroom, and you ain't seen him for 20 minutes. Why? Because he just fell right in.
W Superfly. Hey.
He can't even sit on the seat. He just fall right in there.
He's mad Nutty's eating. He's mad Nutty is eating, right? That's what it sounds like, right?
Yeah,
Wow.
Nutty out there with steak and lobster, and he out there with a bowl of smack ramen noodles that he probably had to borrow money to get.
Nasty.
Want to pocket check somebody else.
Wow.
That was just, man.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't know, brother. I was just like, oh my God, don't let that man around my house because he could open every one of my locks with his fingers. just slide it right in the keyhole.
Wow. No lies detected.
Just slide it right in there.
Wow. Oh wow.
So one more thing I wanted to say, and then I'm gonna go ahead and drop down.
Oh God, look at the time. Wow, we didn't carried on this morning. Wow, I'm well past my time.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, wow.
So I heard the series you was playing on the timeline for Bill Clinton testifying and Hillary Clinton testifying.
Yeah.
And then Melania Trump comes up with her preemptive strike saying she didn't do anything. She didn't know no better.
Yeah.
And then Donald Trump telling Marjorie Trader Greene, the three-toed sloth howler monkey, hey, listen, don't do nothing because a lot of my friends are going to get hurt. People you know.
Yeah.
And she didn't care. She's like, I'm doing this, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit here and call her some kind of hero.
Yeah.
Because for all the rest of those years, she just sat there and slept in it and cultivated and helped to promote it.
Yeah.
But the fact that it is even happening over 200 days now, 220 some days now of him not following the law. MAGA Mike won't do anything about it. Todd Blanche ain't gonna do a doggone thing about it.
Nope.
That man went with Danielle Bensky, who's one of the Epstein survivors, and told her, can you hurry up and get to the point? Yeah. But this is the man that they won't run, the top cop in the nation.
Wow.
So, MAGA, this is my question to you. 100 years from now, when scholars come to mark against your name, they're going to ask, what made you support this 34-time convicted felon, this fraudster, this adjudicated assaulter of women with credible allegations against children? Not to mention the other 28 women who have accused him throughout his life. What are you gonna say when those history books are written and your grandkids or great grandkids start reading them? And they go and look at their mother and father or their grandparents at the time and say, Paul, were you like this? Meemaw, did you vote for him too back then? What's the answer gonna be? So y'all on the completely wrong side of history. And the fact that you sit here and defend it, tooth and nail, it is a damn shame and an absolute travesty.
Facts.
And a betrayal to the United States of America.
Yep.
Pure, plain, and simple.
I agree.
And with that, brother, I'm going to go ahead and drop down. I'm going to say good day to all of you beautiful, tiny people living in my telephone.
Yep.
You all be well. You all be safe. And doggone it, have fun while you do it.
Thank you.
I'll see y'all later.
W's in the chat for Brother Swerving. Man, you came up here, you made corn, and you closed out the show, right? Good job. Thank you, bro. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, sorry to keep you late. But we got to wrap things up. I'm so sorry I didn't get to talk to each and every single one of you, but tomorrow's a new day. We're on our way out of here. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin. We're about to land.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now landed and arrived at our final destination. On behalf of 3 Crossing Zeus, also known as Triple H, and the entire crew, I would like to thank you for flying with us today. We extend our sincere gratitude to all the viewers who tuned in and listened throughout the show. Your time, attention, and participation made this episode truly meaningful.
Thank you.
We are
did it
deeply
today.
appreciative of your continued support. A special thank you goes to
you.
our valued subscribers, generous
Yes, I'll be back
gifters,
tomorrow.
dedicated moderators, and esteemed panelists. Your contributions, guidance, and active involvement are essential to the success of the kingdom and allow us to deliver the highest quality experience for everyone. As you prepare to depart, please remember that full recordings of today's episode will be uploaded to our YouTube channel shortly. For information on all my social media handles and future broadcasts, please visit the link in the bio. Thank you once again for choosing to be a part of the kingdom. We are honored that you allowed Zeus, also known as Triple H, to guide you to Olympus.
Thank you.
Until our next journey, we wish you a safe and productive day ahead.
You all did
may
it
now
again.
gather your belongings and exit the aircraft. We look forward to welcoming you back on board soon.
And all right, we're out of here. Hey.
Gotta wake the chain up. Get injected with some power.
Thank you to the gifters. We've done it again. W. Maddie. She fit.
Came from the trenches,
now we ballin' at the top. Mr. Energy, presidential, watch the ops.
Drip too saucy,
got the fit hitting real different. 1600 on the throne, how you looking good?
No skibidi.
Hey, I'm the GOAT, flow sharper than a blade. Let's go.
Make these clowns pay for all the shade.
Let's go.
Bustin' moves, no mid, got the game in a choke.
Yeeted the doubt, now my legacy's hitting this bespoke. Let me rip.
From the Bay, QVC, I keep them on their toes.
Level up with the blueprint. Thank you, Cleo. Now my circle's A1. This race is already run. Bet I'm dripping, got the power, vision crystal clear. Thick with ambition, yeah, making history right here. Posted in the Oval Office, trapping in the zone. Hey, built to last. Moving chestnut checkers, presidential flex. Thank you. Get it poppin', we ain't gon' never stop. Right, JC? Hey. 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 Thank you, Marissa. Let's go. Moving like I own the block. Riz game presidential, got the nation in a lock. 100, tell them sneaky fingers. Shining brighter than a star. Got the vision, HD, clear, slap with the move. Turn your dreams into chandeliers. 1600, I'm the one flexing, I'm the new successor. Let's go. DC is the town. Thank you, Cindy. Residential got the poles in the climb, no cap, I'm the vibe, turn the calm in the storm, got the world dropping bombs. Ops trying to glitch, but my code is unbreakable. Skibidi through the storm, legacy unshakable. Woo! Make the whole world flip, bust it off the charts, got the game in a trance. Drip too wavy, yeah, make you wanna dance. All right, ladies and gentlemen, have a great rest of your morning. I will see you all. See you all tomorrow.